Dominic Toretto enjoys the adrenaline of streetcar racing, and his fans treat him like a rock star. After a blazing encounter with the ruthless Johnny Tran, Dom decides to take Brian, a newcomer to street racing, under his wing. Dom's sister Mia sees something she likes in Brian too. Trouble is, neither of them realize he's an undercover cop. And Dominic and his rival Johnny Tran are both the prime suspects in a case involving dirty money and big rig hijacking. Welcome to another feature presentation of Midnight Double Feature, and on this episode we'll be covering 2001's The Fast and the Furious, directed by Rob Cohen.
Well, we got a special one today, don't we? We got something a little different for the old Midnight Double Feature, don't we, Colin? What's going on? We got fast cars, we got high testosterone, we got women who want to be men. I'm looking right at you, Michelle Rodriguez.
We got Ja Rule.
We got Ja Rule. We got planks of wood trying to act. Looking right at you, Vin Diesel. There's some hot takes in this movie. Colin, how you doing, dude?
I'm doing good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Like, let's not ignore the elephant in the room. This is what's called a commentary track, and this is going to be something new for us. This is somewhat of an experiment. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Who gives a shit? Whatever. We'll just see how it goes. And, if you're not familiar with the commentary track, you might know it as like what's called a watch along, or people sometimes. Basically, every movie podcast has one of these. Right?
For real. It's very like Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Right, exactly, 100%. So we're going to be watching the movie, we're going to be commenting on it. And, I'm not really one of those people at the movies who talks over the movie, during the movie. I'm kind of like one of those ones who just, shuts the fuck up and watches the movie.
Absolutely.
So this is going to be an interesting exercise, man.
Yeah, it's very, a movie like this is good to do it with, but if I'm watching a movie for the first time, the most I get to talking in the theater is, if Lindsay and I are watching something or she asks me a question, I'd be like, yeah, that's his dad. That's his dad. That's the guy. That's his dad. And she's like, oh, and that's his look. I mean, it's sometimes she's like, what? And I'm like, I'll just text you. Fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah. Just tell me after. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And also for the first time ever, this is kind of like a behind the scenes thing. We are video chatting. It's
very weird.
This is new. It's very weird. I'm looking at Redbeard the pirate as we speak. I'm loving it.
Zoheb looking like a big sweaty bowl of Cocoa Puffs over there. I fucking love it.
Dude, I'm sweaty. I don't know what the fuck. Am I glistening?
I'm fucking sweating my tits off. No, and this is also a little also behind the scenes. I just bought a house 2 weeks ago, and this is the first time we're actually recording in my new house. So I've got a much bigger setup now. I've got a much bigger closet to record in. So I'm super pumped. If any of you guys, have heard my woes about recording and something that was smaller than a casket, it's fucking ridiculous. But now I've got this. It's a world of new things over here at Midnight Double Feature. More than you guys probably know. Maybe that's a little teaser. I don't know. Maybe got some shit on the horizon. Maybe I don't know. But either way,
some shit. Actually, you know what? We fucking announced it already. Why are we burying the lead? Yeah. I'm just gonna fucking mention it, guys. We got fucking merch on the way, man. How exciting is that? I'm so keen to get this out, dude. Not to make money out of it, not for profit. Honestly, we've kind of I'm still trying to figure out the costs and shit. But I will honestly bring them down to cost level as long as people wear it,
right.
We don't,
dude. I think we're all in the same boat where we don't really care about making any money. We don't even care about losing a little bit of money. But we don't want to run ourselves ragged making T-shirts and stuff. I think we're all in kind of the same boat of let's have some fun and let's just get them out to some people. It doesn't have to be us raking in the fucking Disney money off of T-shirts and shit. And yeah, I'm super excited because it's kind of we're a band and we've been jamming in the garage, but now's the time to cut a demo, and we're we actually have some shit, even though our episodes are like that, it's but we have a merch table at a fucking show. So that's really cool about it, because I was in a band and I've done creative things. I never had anything physical to show for it. So you're that's my fucking podcast on that T-shirt.
Yeah, it's an exciting concept, dude, and I'm really, really excited to get that up and running. It's still in the testing phases. If you do want to figure out if you want more information or when we go live with that stuff, please follow us, Midnight Double Feature. That's on Facebook. Our main page is called The After Party. That's our Facebook group. That's where people come together, post memes, news, and whatever. I don't really know why I'm plugging the socials on this episode. I doubt that people are going to come to the commentary track as their first episode of Midnight Oil
You never
Feature.
know. There's some people out there, they skip the vagina and go straight to anal. I don't understand. It's like, that's not the natural order of things.
I don't, hopefully we don't get any shit. It's
like the people who take a shower and then get out and poop, and you're like, that's not the fucking order of things. Like, come on, man.
You got to poop first and then shower.
Of course.
Fuck.
Of course.
All right, man. Let's talk a little bit about the Fast and Furious. Let's talk a little about the overarching franchise as it's become, because like I told you off air, I highly doubt that we'll cover another one of these movies. These movies just don't really come under the Midnight Oil Feature presentation wheelhouse, dude. Like it's a little bit out of our jurisdiction, I want to say.
Yeah.
And like, look, as you'll hear, I dig these movies. I'm in the bag for these movies, but there's just not a lot there. There's like not a lot to cover. We ran into this difficulty when we covered comedies, right? Like it's really hard to cover comedies because what are you supposed to say? That joke was funny,
right?
Whereas like with action movies, it's kind of like a similar deal. Like oh, okay, cool. It was great how that guy shot that other guy. Like I don't know. Like there's just something about like straight up action movies like this that's really hard to cover on a podcast, which is kind of why it's perfect for a commentary track.
Right. It's not like we're talking about like fucking Blade Runner or like Inception or like Prisoners. There's a lot of like, mind shit on the meat on the bone that you can talk about with that. There's a lot of, morality and logic and vengeance and justice
themes.
And there's themes, and this is just like the theme is like NOS. The theme is the theme is Monster Energy drink, and it's like that's the theme of this whole, and like
a lot of Kyles in this movie.
Yes,
a lot of
dude.
Kyles.
And I don't know. I'll let you go first with your impressions. I don't want to jump right into it, but I'll go second because this was your pick. This was your idea, and may God have mercy on your... Zoheb, look at me. May God have mercy on your soul for doing this to me. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, when I made this pick, actually, you know what? I gave you a couple of choices because, my first idea was like, you know what? Let's fucking do a commentary track. We'll choose a good, like, decently enjoyable whatever movie for a commentary track and see how we go. And I gave you 3 options. I can't remember the third one. The other one was Godzilla, like the 2014 Godzilla. But then I remembered that's actually a damn decent movie, and I might want to cover that one day on the actual podcast, like as a normal feature presentation.
Wasn't the other one like Transformers or something? It was something along those lines.
It might have been Transformers, but you know what? Transformers. Honestly, the 2007 Transformers is a better movie than this. I'm sorry.
No, I've always ragged on the Transformers movies because it's just going way too far and shit like that and just whatever. But I actually saw the first one in theaters and I was like, I am pleasantly, I think I've only watched the first like 15 minutes of Bumblebee, but I actually want to finish that because every time they switch to like normal day graphics and shit for the Autobots, I'm like, and goodbye. And I was like, I don't really care. That's the movie. The first 15 minutes of Bumblebee is the movie I want. It's like that old school Cybertron war, kind of thing. I grew up with Beast Wars and shit. So I'm like, this is not, they just look like, I don't know. It's really hard to describe. It looks like American Chopper got a hold of Transformers, like in the new shit. It's fucking weird.
No, absolutely. The first 15 minutes of Bumblebee are the most memorable minutes of Bumblebee, to be honest. Like, good. I'm not saying that like, the rest of the movie sucks or anything like that. Yeah, the way that movie starts is incredible. But yeah, so Fast and Furious, dude, this is a movie that goes way back for me. We were talking about on the Joyride podcast of all things.
Yeah.
About, I remember getting like a TV, and then with the TV, we also bought like a sound system, like a surround sound system, and we also bought a DVD player, like our first DVD player. And with that DVD player, we got the option to pick out of 5 movies to get for free, right?
I remember this.
So we got we got Roadkill, which is Joyride in the United States. We got, Flintstones of Viva Rock Vegas, whatever. Me and my brother were like, 6 and 9 years old. Like, what the fuck, And we got this, the Fast and Furious. And like, I still have that like very vivid memory of like the cashier, like as he's like checking him, like the movies out and shit. And he goes to my dad, like, looking at Joyride, and Fast and Furious, and then looking at us, and he's like, "So these movies are for you, right? Like you're the ones, you're the one that's going to be watching these." And my dad's like, "Yeah, sure, okay, buddy."
Yeah.
Because like my dad was like fine with like letting us watch movies like the Fast and Furious. Like that's not really like a big deal in our household, dude.
No.
Like as long as it's weird, like as long as it's not sex, like like violence is fine.
Yeah.
Like that's always just been a thing. So yeah, man, me and my brother mainlined this movie when we were younger. We loved this movie, dude, The Fast and Furious. Like this is something that's always quoted in our household, like probably even still to this day. Like I cannot tell you the amount of times I've just gone to my brother, bullshit asshole, no one likes a tuna here. Like, dude, I love that line, man. But not even that, man. Like this is just such a great by the way, I'm kind of really high on this movie. I really, really dig this movie. Like even on this rewatch, it was really. I don't know if it's nostalgia. Like I know that there's a lot of cheese and sauce on this movie. Like there's a lot of like bad shit. Like there's like a lot of like really wooden acting. Like the plot is like basically it's Point Break, right? I mean, this gets a lot of flag for
that's
being
what
Point
I've
Break.
heard. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, dude, like there's just there's an air of like charisma about it. Like like. There's an air of like, there's something about Paul Walker, like the way he carries himself. There's something about Vin Diesel in this movie. I'm not saying in the other ones because Vin Diesel in the other movies, dude, becomes a character unto himself. Like he's not this character that he's playing. He's not Dominic Toretto in this film. Like I love the undercover cop angle. I love the unique underground street racing concept. Like that's pretty fucking awesome, dude. Yeah, like this movie just resonates with me, like in terms of just growing up, dude. Like I'm watching this movie and I'm just like, holy shit, dude. Like this is just such a massive throwback for me. Like it's just I have no words. Like I really dig this movie. Like but while also recognizing that it's not a good movie. Like it's not critically a good movie. Like it's not Prisoners, it's not Sicario, it's not any of that. It's just a standard action movie that's kind of been elevated by my nostalgia, I guess. And the idea of like this very early 2000s action film, like because the early 2000s action films, they're of their time, dude. Like it's really hard to describe. They're very like plot light. The acting is not great, but the way the action's shot, they're mostly all practical. Something I love about this film, dude, there's no CG. Like, there's very, very, very little CG. Like, most of it is, like, practical stunts, like actual car flips and shit like that.
Yeah, except for that first street race. Yeah, most of it's definitely some real shit.
Yeah, you can tell they broke the bank, dude.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, like, at the end, dude, when, like, Vince is jumping, like, to the other side, to the truck, dude, like, that's actually a stuntman on the side of the truck. And the way he's kind of, like, hanging there, like, with the wire, like, wrapped around his arm and shit. Like, all of that, dude, it just feels so tactile, and all of that just feels so timeless. I would more rather watch this than, Fast and Furious 6, like... where it kind of becomes a little bit, superhero-y, like, whatever. Like, we understand that Marvel is, like, the big head honcho in the game, so we need to get our own team going. Right. And this kind of, like, leads to the conversation about, like, the wider franchise, right? Because, again, I highly doubt that we will cover... another Fast and Furious movie outside of this film, possibly Fast 5, because that is the other one that's recognized as the really good one.
That's the one I've heard. I've heard out of any of them. I think it was Danny. Danny has seen a lot of these, and he was like, "I know you hate those movies." He's like, "But at least watch Fast 5," or he said he really enjoyed it, or something like that. And I was like, oh, "Okay, cool. That's I'll definitely check that one." I've heard that one's more like heisty.
Yes, yeah, it is absolutely a heist film. Yeah, absolutely, and that's the film that kind of like reinvigorated the franchise. That's the one that brought The Rock in, and that's the film that kind of like made that set the formula for the Fast and Furious franchise going forward. And it's funny, man. Just like watching these movies and just seeing like how they become like superheroes, basically. I'm 100% in the bag for these. Like, if you listen to upcoming attractions episode, Matt and I are just kind of like in these movies, wholly recognizing that they are not good movies. But honestly, movies like this do not exist anymore. I'm not talking about Fast and Furious, the first one. I'm talking about like Fast 8 or whatever. where you have an action film that costs $200 million to make that is not called Star Wars or under the Marvel banner, you know?
Right.
Like it's an action movie about cars, it's an action movie with guns and like robberies and whatever. And movies like that just don't exist anymore. Like, you know, like you can't have like a $200 million movie like that anymore. It's just not a thing. So yeah, man, like, you know, as implausible as they are, like I'm still in the bag. I enjoy them as much as I did this one when I was younger. Granted, you know, they have left the street racing and shit behind. But honestly, I am one of the ones that always argue. I'm always in the camp of, honestly, was it actually about the street racing? Because like the first scene in this is a robbery, right? I mean, like the way this movie opens is it's always been about cops and robbers. It's always been about trust and intrigue and whatever. You know, like they try and like elevate this standard action movie as much as they can, but they can't.
Right.
But you know, it's fine, man. It's an enjoyable action franchise. I'm always in the bag for them. Yeah, you know, like what else can I say about this? Like,
I don't know.
Give me your thoughts, dude. I know you're a bit. I know you're a bit.
No,
I know you're a bit harsher on it, but yeah, hit me.
You know, maybe it's just where I live, but like a certain, you know, group of people have like ruined these movies for me. Where like I didn't even really enjoy it all that much to begin with. It's like, okay, whatever. It's a good popcorn flick. Whatever. It's fun. It's got cars and women and testosterone and shit. And if I don't pass a giant like Ford F-250 jacked up on my left, to the right of me will be like this tiny fucking like somebody at a light doing that. And I'm like, oh my God. And it's like it falls into three people. Either you own like a four-door sedan or like a hatchback or something, or you own a giant truck or one of these like neon hummingbird cars, you know, and it's like that's just the three groups that like a lot of like outside Nashville. I'm just like, oh my God, fucking kill me. And you know, my nephews have watched this shit so much that it just absolutely drove me insane, and I could never enjoy them. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, but you know, I have like stayed away from this movie so long, like a fucking vampire to church. I was like, get the fuck away from it. I don't want anything to do with this. This guy, I hate it. You know, this Transformers. And I don't want to be one of those people like jumps on the bandwagon for hating something that's really successful. You know, I like the MCU because it has cool fucking stories. I even like, you know, Man of Steel, you know, is a good movie. It's probably Wonder Woman and Man of Steel are probably, I'd say Wonder Woman's a little bit better. It's like, but you know, I don't hate something just because it's successful or there's a lot of them or something. You know, that can happen. And I think there's definitely mishaps in MCU and obviously DCEU and stuff like that. But, you know, I think a really good example of something that's been successful that has run for a long time is the DC animated universe. Like, you know, the Flashpoint Paradox and Batman Year One, and like they've made like 16 of them in like 5 years, and they're so good and they're successful. But with Fast and the Furious, I was like, you know, it's not a bad movie, but I think that it's overstayed its welcome. It's had way too much of a cultural impact to have as many movies as it's had. It's fucking insane how many of these. This one is a fine, you know, I don't have anything really against this. It's got some problems and it's very of its time. That's why I don't think it holds up. You know, something like Rush, like the one that we covered with Daniel Bruhl and Hemsworth.
Right.
Like that's a fucking awesome movie that has like some really good themes. And also some badass racing and like beautiful women and like testosterone and stuff like that. Versus this, I feel like it's really more trying to like cash in on the stuff that's as of its time. And like the guy Rob Cohen, who directed this, you know, he's done like Dragonheart and he did Dragonheart.
He's not a great. I don't think he's that great of a director. He did Stealth and The Mummy 3, The Tomb of the Dragon Emperor.
He did do okay. Boy. I gotta give him. He did Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, and that is fucking good. I like that. That's a good movie, and it's he's wrote and directed it. And he also did Triple X. You know, Triple X was apparently a huge success and stuff. But either way, you know, I'm not a huge fan of his work. And, you know, I think that the movie it's okay, you know, but we get like 20% heisty shit, 60% racing, and then like another 20% like inner group turmoil, interpersonal turmoil. And it's actually a lot packed into an hour 40. It actually is. That's a lot to juggle at hour 40.
This moves really quick. Yeah.
Right. But I could use less racing and a little bit more of either the whole heisty shit, which is really cool. The way they heist, I'm like, dude, that's badass. Like, that's cool. I like the heist stuff. And like you said, this guy would have been great doing like a 90s Mad Max movie. I think he really would have done a good job at like taking the reins on a Mad Max project, because you can kind of feel that as they're driving and certain shots and stuff. It's like, dude, this feels like Mad Max, and made me want to see actually Michelle Rodriguez in a Mad Max movie. I think she would fucking kill it, man. I think she'd be really good. But I miss
basically
Michelle.
Max, right?
Yeah, dude, I wouldn't. She's so like, God, A, she's fucking beautiful, but then B, she'd probably like snap your arm in arm wrestling. You know, like she's like the most in shape person in this movie. It's ridiculous. And
she got typecasted. You know, like she's in that SWAT movie with Colin Farrell. She's also playing like a really kind of like butch character. You know,
right? And I think that part of that is probably like her real personality. I think that she is that to an extent. She's definitely not like, oh, I'm a lady. You know, she actually is like, for lack of a better term, tomboyish, I guess. But still, I mean, she's a great actor, and I actually really like Michelle Rodriguez. Paul Walker, fuck God, that guy can't act his way out of a plastic bag, dude. He's so bad.
He is bad. There's just something about him that like there's some kind of charisma to it. I don't know what it is, because like. And it might be nostalgia, but I remember very vividly the day he died. We were kind of like at a music festival, and I remember like, we all kind of like woke up, we were like, saw the news, blah, blah. And we went to the music festival, and there was just like an air of like something's just happened. Like, everyone at our age has just realized that, oh shit, someone kind of like somewhat influential, like you
want to know what that feeling was? You want to know what that feeling was? Relief. No, I'm just kidding.
Woo! But I do love all the Porsche memes after that. The really savage ones. Holy
dude,
shit.
It's sad, and it's a we talked about it in Joyride, whatever. If you want to hear our thoughts on Paul Walker, but I see what you mean though. It is kind of like, again, I think it was way too big for the shockwave was way longer than the impact. You know what I mean? I think that the ripple effect of this has just been insane. I've heard Tokyo Drift is really good. I've heard Fast 5 is really good. And actually, I've seen the first 2 Fast and the Furious movies. But my thing is like, I think that exactly what you said, there is kind of a cultural like, fuck. And the guy died so young, it's sad either way, whether you like his movies or not. It's like, it's sad either way for how young the guy was. My thing is like watching him, I was like, man, I feel like this guy is like 2 steps away from becoming like a Krasinski or like Chris Evans. It's like this guy probably could have been like Captain America at some point. Like, I would not surprise me if they had called him in or considered him or something for Captain America, because he's got that. You're exactly. I think I kind of am hitting on what you're hitting at, where it's like a good, like all-American good guy charm, and I think that really comes across. It's just like this all-American chip off the old block like kind of guy. But dude, I fucking love Vin Diesel in this. Like, I forgot how great his voice is, dude. There's some times where he comes across as a little flat. But I do think he's actually pretty good. But his goddamn voice, it's like, dude, how do you talk like that? Like, what glands are too big or too small in your throat to let you do that? Like, you forget he's Groot and shit, But
you have Vin Diesel and Ted Levine in the same fucking movie.
Yeah, it's like it just be them talking circles around each other, see who gets hypnotized first. But no, and Ted Levine, as small as he is in it, he's fine. I just, it's an easy movie to take a shit on. So I was actually trying to I've always disliked this franchise and I've always disliked these movies. So let me try and find stuff about it that I like. And I wasn't like pushing myself to play, nice guy to this movie. But I did find a lot of stuff. Like when Johnny Tran and his guys come around on the motorcycles and the camera zooms in on Vin Diesel, I was like, that's badass. I was like, that's fucking cool. Like the stunts and everything, there's really cool shots in it. The soundtrack is where it's fucking at with this shit, dude. Like,
thank you.
So good. Like that.
I was about to talk about it. Yeah.
It's so late 90s, early 2000s, but like, what movie is like this, but so much better, is Gone in 60 Seconds with Nicolas Cage. I fucking love that movie. Like, that bring Sally up, bring Sally down. Like that whole soundtrack is so good.
Just quickly, the person who did the score for this is a guy named BT. Like that's his stage name. He's actually, do you remember my favorite DJ is Above and Beyond? He's actually like under their label. Like he's kind of he's actually a trance DJ. But he's done some movie scores. He's definitely into that kind of like electronic kind of like style. Like, you know, he's kind of got that ambient like noise as well. One of my favorite songs of his is actually called Skylarking. Highly recommend listening to Skylarking. It goes for about 9 minutes or so. It's such an amazing kind of like soundscape sound. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, BT. I was actually really I only just found that out this morning that BT did the score for this movie.
Dude, well, there's one part in this where I'm a huge Depeche Mode fan. If anybody ever wanted to make my day, buy me a Depeche Mode t-shirt. Fans out there listening, I have a birthday in 2 weeks. I'm like, fucking buy me a Depeche Mode t-shirt. And I'm listening to the soundtrack, and there's a part where it's a song called Strange Love by Depeche Mode. It's like this bum 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 bum, and all of a sudden somebody starts rapping over it, and I was like, this son of a bitch mashed Depeche Mode with late 90s rap music. I was like, that's fucking cool. That's really smart, and it's clever, and I really dig it. But all in all, you know, I wound up, you know, it's kind of like that family member that you always fucking hate seeing around the holidays, and once you actually sit down with them for like an hour, you're like, okay, you're not that bad. You know, it's like, it's not that bad. Yeah. I can live with this. So all in all, I mean, I'm glad that we're talking about it.
Like I'm getting them in, reeling them in.
No, you're fucking not. But you know, I guess I should check out the ones that I've heard are good. But you know, ultimately, I think that, you know, much like the Terminator franchise, like you start off good. You milked it for too fucking long, and now even your loyal fans are kind of like, meh, you know, it's like, this isn't really as good as it once was. But considering as well, dude, that this movie started off like it was inspired by a magazine article, a Vibe magazine article in 1998. Yeah, it was called Racer X, and it like talked about the illegal street racing circuit in New York. And then so that was like, yeah, that's what the director, Rob Cohen, came across, and he's like, all right, you know what, I'm going to try and make this into a movie. Like, considering that is where this entire like multi-billion-dollar franchise came from, that is like, that's saying something, right? And the cultural impact of it, regardless of whether I like it or not, has to be respected. As in, like, look how much like this has affected, for better or for worse, you know, the modern American cinema goer. You know, it's huge. It's so fucking huge. But I mean, other than that, you know, I guess you know, Jesse, God, that kid fucking gets on my nerves, man. He's like the pizza face kid from Simpsons. Like, I can't fucking stand him. Like, oh my God.
God, dude, I'm watching this movie, and I like, if this movie was to be remade today, I really want to see Aaron Paul as Jesse. Like, seriously.
Yeah,
like, and not just pick. Because his name is Jesse, but
no,
you know,
I was like,
that would be awesome, dude.
No, I was like, Aaron Paul Dano, and I was like, or like Jesse Eisenberg, like these like shitty little like actors who just play that type so well, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, awesome. Well, man, let's get into this shit. Just briefly, I'm just going to explain what the fuck this is all about. So, commentary track, like I said, it's a bit of a watch-along kind of thing. Colin and I have got our movies pulled up at 0 minutes, 0 seconds. And we're going to go through the entire movie. We're just going to talk over it, and hopefully have a good time while we're doing it. So, there you go. You're going to hear the audio as well, like just very softly in the background, just kind of like so you know where you're at and what we're talking about. You know, so hopefully that goes well in the edit.
Yeah, right.
Hopefully in the edit that goes well. But yeah, man, like this is just one where you can just kick back and you know, put your feet up, just chill out, grab a beer, whatever, and just listen to us two assholes, us two qualified assholes, talking about this movie.
Yeah. big car guys and movie critics over here.
Yeah, big car guys. I know. Here we go. All right. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, play. And on play, we click play. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
So here we go. The first things you guys are going to hear is the Universal logo. We're about to click play. Counting down. 3, 2, 1, play. This is so exciting.
Okay, so just as a matter, I got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Yep.
10.
Cool.
Okay,
Roll
cool. Just making sure. Man, Universal. This guy's so clear you can actually see the Universal logo these days. That was a good meme. That had me laughing my ass off.
I love that we're like straight into the fucking music, dude. You know, there's like no subtlety in this movie.
Well, in the beginning of it, it's just like fucking shipping containers and docks and
here's this logo.
Right. It's, man, yeah. This is so good. God, Gone in 60 Seconds is such a better movie than this. Sorry. It's
oh, dude, look, it's the DVD players. That's how
God.
dated this fucking movie is.
Oh my God.
Dude, literally, Fast and Furious 5 is about them, like, robbing, like, a bank and shit. Like, this is just like, here's some DVD players, motherfuckers.
Just packed up a real money load.
Oh, good God.
Just imagining, like, when this movie came out, if they were still in a truckload of VCRs. I mean, like, what the fuck? It doesn't make any sense. That's what I'm saying. This shit right here is actually very, I'm like, dude, okay, cool. Mad Max. Like, I'm down with that.
This
like,
is awesome. Yeah.
Right. Like, almost even like RoboCop meets Mad Max, like, kind of feel. And you know what's real awesome. Conspicuous? Make all your cars look the exact same. That's a great idea. Like, that's fantastic. And actually, I'm half in and half on it. I'm like, I don't know, you know? But this whole heist shit
it
is
looks
like,
badass.
dude, I get very, like, T2 vibes. Like, I'm getting all sorts of vibes from this shit.
Just the way he pulls down the windshield, too. It's fucking awesome, man.
Right. Oh,
3
man.
black Honda Civics.
And it's genius. It's actually kind of like, yeah, but the only problem is that, like, you're in a Honda Civic and he's in a fucking 18-wheeler, you know? It's like, that guy could kill all of you in, like, one foul move, like...
Dude, if you're watching the movie, like, so because this is Vince, right? Like, he's climbing through the windshield.
Right.
There's one shot where, like, you just see the driver and he's just so chill. Like, he's just, like, waiting for Vince to, like, come across.
What, and just hitting him with a bat? And I'm like, really? Like, what is he? What do they put in his arm that knocks him out?
Some kind of trank, I guess.
Like a trank or a dart. It looked like just like a little ball. And I was like, what the fuck? This shit fucking coming up. I called it as soon as I saw it. It's like, they're going to go under the truck and I'm going to fucking shit my pants because that's awesome.
It's awesome, dude. Yeah, I remember seeing this when I was a kid. I was like, what? They can do that?
Right. And oh my God, the back of the truck gets so close to the back tires and you're like, ooh, like, come on, dude.
Such an awesome stunt.
Yeah, it's, you know, again, regardless of like, and I just want to know what they do with the driver after this, you know, because they never really show, dude. And that's such that's such a heat shot over the city.
Oh, yeah.
Like, LA. Yes, that looks so good, man. Like, God damn it, I don't like giving this movie any fucking credit. Oh, God, that car.
Here he is, bright-eyed Wonder Boy.
Jeez, what a handsome son of a bitch, though. God damn.
Oh, God, I know. Genetics, right?
Yeah, I know. Fucking, he's got that Austrian genetics, dude. Good for him. No, I'm just kidding.
Such 2001 music, dude.
Dude, the amount of people in Grand Theft Auto Online I see driving this car, I'm like, God damn it. Like, I shoot them actively with rocket launchers.
Fucking aim at them and shit.
Right. But I mean, here's the thing. Again, cultural impact. You could show me that car before we watched this, and I knew exactly what. I was like, oh, Fast and Furious. Like, I knew exactly what it was.
The more popular one is the Skyline that he has in Too Fast, Too Furious. It's like a blue, like kind of like Skyline with a white stripe. It's awesome.
And I just love that, like, there goes my government tax dollars hard at work. So this guy can go peel out in the fucking stadium.
Yep.
This movie was sponsored by Ford.
This movie was sponsored by fucking everything, dude.
Yeah.
There's so much product placement in this movie.
I love that's obviously like a detective's car. Like, that's definitely like Ted Levine's car. Like, immediately.
Okay, dude, I got a question for you. What happens to this cafe? It never comes back in any other movie. Like, does it go? Like, do they sell it? Like, what the fuck, dude?
Right. Well, it's about as busy as like when an old coal mining town is dying and there's like a saloon. Like, that's just what it seems like. And
how are you making profit, dude?
Right. It's like, I thought this was going to be a front. I thought this was going to be like, oh, it's a front for a blank, you know, blah, blah, blah. I still think Michelle Rodriguez is way hotter than this chick, by the way.
No, dude, I'm sorry. Jordana Brewster all the way, man.
What else is she in, by the way?
She was in Texas Chainsaw: The Beginning.
Oh, yeah, obviously the world renowned.
The world renowned one. There he is. There he is. The plank of wood himself.
I fucking look like a turtle. It's charming. They actually have pretty decent chemistry. I don't hate it. You know, they come across, you know, pretty well. And
here comes the Goon Squad.
Oh my god. Like the fucking Power Rangers, dude, like all in the same formation and different colors. Like, come on.
Oh, don't get me started about the formations, dude. Like, sometimes, okay, there's one scene we'll get it. Like, they look like they're in fucking Top Gun, dude.
For real. Like, oh my god, they act like. You know, the funny thing is, I actually like the Jetta the best, the white one. I fucking dig that.
Oh, really? I'm all about that Skyline, dude. That was my first car when I was a kid as well.
God, 16. Michelle Rodriguez, Jesus Christ. You know what's good for? You know what's really good for driving and shifting gears? Doc Martens. That's a great idea. Like,
oh, dude, it's the guy that plays Vince, man. I love this guy.
He's good.
Vince might be my MVP in this.
He's
movie.
really good.
I fucking love Vince. He's in the Transporter, the first Transporter movie.
Dude,
Jason
you know,
Statham.
Yeah. Like, I haven't seen it in years, but the more and more I look at this guy, I'm like, the more and more I'm like, you know, if I'm casting shit, I'm like, if they have to ever recast Thor, like, I'm not totally against it. Like, I think he would be, or Wolverine, like, but he would have to be shorter, you know? Like,
he's definitely got that rage down.
Yes, sure. He's definitely got that, like, broad shoulder, like, fucking probably has a juvie record and is on probation, like, type shit, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
But, and man, yeah, he, as much as you dislike this guy, like, at the end, you actually really, and you're like, oh, come on, Vince, get off that truck, brother. Like, come on.
They bring him back for the fifth one. Like, he's absent for the rest of them. Yeah, and they bring him back for the fifth one. You look good.
Yeah, and there's some parts of this that really actually crack me up, like their line delivery and stuff. It's kind of quippy, it's not bad.
This is my favorite, dude. This is, here we go. Ready? Even they're like, I love this part.
Yeah.
$2.95. Ready? You get yourself a double cheese with fries for $2.95, faggot. I like the tuna here. Bullshit, asshole. No one likes a tuna here. Yeah, well, I do.
Oh, dude, I love it. Bullshit, asshole. No one likes a tuna here.
Oh man, back when you could say the old F-bomb in a movie,
the old
like
F-bomb?
2001 is like not a big deal.
Watch back. Watch your back.
Oh my god. And by the way, this guy is totally beating the shit out of Paul Walker in real life. There's no fucking way.
100%.
There's no way. Man, Vin Diesel. God, he's a big dude, man. Like,
he looks tiny in this, man. I'm sorry. Like, he's gained weight, I reckon, since this movie.
Yeah, I definitely, like, oh my god. And it's just, I love the sound right there of everybody. Watch your back, watch your back. Like, oh my god.
By the way, Michelle Rodriguez, 23 in this movie.
Good god.
And I think Jordana Brewster from memory, 21.
Jordana Brewster. I keep thinking she's the chick from The Mummy, you know? Like the...
Weiss? Rachel Weisz?
No. Anaxuna Moon. I think she's actually Brazilian or like Portuguese or something.
No, that's not her.
What I love is how, like, look, he wears a beanie and a sleeveless shirt. He's edgy. And it's like, dude, these people are like convicted felons and like border, like in real life, these people are so fucking like shady and dirty. And they're like immediately accept him in, you know. First they kind of give him shit. Oh, you work for here? Yeah, I just started. You were just fired, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, I get it. But they're so like, what producers in Hollywood think like edgy fucking car. Oh my god, man.
I mean,
like,
it's Point Break, right?
These people are so pretty and clean, and it's like when you're watching Rocket Man or Bohemian Rhapsody and the way the crowds look. I'm like, no, crowds are like sweaty and fat and ugly and like hairy and smell bad and smoking weed, and it's like, I don't know, man. So the way that the Hollywood thinks that these people are sometimes, it cracks me up.
Oh, absolutely.
And he lives in the back of the shop. I'm like, okay, this is a little bit, you know.
Fucking, this guy's stressing out, dude. Like just watching him stress out makes me stress out.
Oh my
god, calm down, man.
This guy's like sweating nicotine. Like,
holy shit.
Oh man, this guy might as well be Gil from The Simpsons. Oh, Gil, go Gil. Well, and, like, my car topped out at 140 miles per hour. Amateurs don't use nitrous oxide. I've seen the way you drive. You've got a heavy foot. It's like, okay, dude, calm down. Calm
Chill,
down.
right?
Well, and the funny part, they're just setting up all of this, like, you're a loose cannon, Mick, blah, blah, blah. You don't belong on the force. It's like kind of the same shit. And they're just like,
oh, yeah, 100%.
oh, my God. This cracks me up, man. And he needs the NOS.
I love that kind of transition, dude. Like the transition from day to night.
That reminds me of T2 when he like stands at the fucking window all night with a shotgun.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay for neon underlights in Grand Theft Auto Online, and I won't do it in real life either. Like, there's no fucking way.
Honestly, this place looks like hell to me. This is like the last place I'd rather
Dude, you know what's hilarious is just like, this is supposed to be like underground illegal street racing. And it's like, this is like a fucking convention. I was like, this is...
This happens here. This is a thing that happens here. As long as you're not racing and shit, like, you can just chill out and shit,
Yeah, show off your car and stuff. Like, that's not... But, oh, my God. Now, I don't think there's any fucking way, man. I feel like they would crack down on that shit so fucking fast. Oh, my God. And then fucking Ja Rule himself. Oh, and Hector? That guy will always be Hector. And, like, Bruce Almighty.
Hector, dude. He's Hector in everything.
Yes.
He's Hector in everything.
The guy who has built a career off of being like one dude, and he's always good.
This is the first thing I think of, but this is absolutely the first thing I think of, because his name is actually Hector.
Yeah. This guy's fucking good. I've always liked him a lot.
No, I'm trying to come up with the Naira circuit, man. Like the way he responds to him when he's like, are you racing as well? He's just so quick. Ready? No, I'm trying to go legit, homie.
Oh yeah. Oh God. And everybody, he's so nice.
His response is like way too quick. Nah, I'm going legit.
Like somebody, like he thinks he's wearing a wire.
Rule, dude. Ja Rule just slinks over.
What the fuck is Ja Rule up to these days,
he's
dude? He's
fucking hilarious. Oh, dude, I have no idea. Probably got syphilis or some shit.
Oh, that's God. It just
talks about himself in the third person.
How everybody is just so like, hey, what's up, dude?
Yeah, look at this formation. Look at that formation, dude. What? Are you in Top Gun? What is this?
Jesus, dude. He's our leader. And it's like, dude, fuck you. Like,
tell you what, but that red RX-7 is fucking sexy. I love this car.
I like the car. The cars are cool. Some of them, I like this. I especially love his car at the end. But like half of them, I'm like, God, I fucking can't stand this shit. Like,
I read some trivia that apparently there was supposed to be a roll cage in his RX-7, and literally word for word, they took it out because of his physique. Like, what?
What?
Yeah.
The roll cage. He was too big for the roll cage.
I don't know if he wrote that.
Oh, that'd be so fucking funny. Vin Diesel's like, yeah, they put a roll cage in there, but couldn't hold my biceps. But I mean, the movie is it's already moving so fast,
Oh,
it's
dude,
like immediately
so
we're
much established.
15 minutes in and we're like, boom, street race. One race, 2G buy-in. Hector, you hold the cash. Why Hector? Because he's too slow to make away with the money. That made me laugh my ass off. I was like, that's pretty funny. But man, it's just babyface. So babyface, dude.
So babyface. It's so fresh, so green.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's something about, I love the way he's like, and I get your respect. I love it. And then like Vin's just like, I understand.
I hate that. Fucking made me laugh, and I get the respect. Like, dude, that is something a white guy fucking says for sure. That is, oh man, that sentence could not be any whiter if it fell out of a box of Cracker Jack, dude. It's so fucking bad. And I get your respect. Like, what? I don't fucking want your respect. I want your money. Oh man. Here's a bunch of car shit that I don't understand. 1949. Like,
he might as well speaking Swahili, bro.
A standalone fuel management system.
Not a word about, dude, $10,000.
10 grand?
10 grand? That would buy you a wheel.
This car dies in like 20 minutes and it's fucking 10 grand. And he shows up and Paul Walker, that's the thing is that Paul Walker has no sense of like, man, the car guy, I'm so sorry, man. I need another chance. Like, I need another car tonight. And it's like, dude, are you out of your fucking, you're fired. You're fucking fired, you idiot. Jesus, Paul Walker's dad's like a fucking city councilman or something. Like somehow he got this job and I don't understand how. Cause he's like, oh my God.
He knows people. He's connected.
He's a terrible cop.
Love that shot,
like,
dude.
That is good. I really dig that. That again, if that feels like Grand Theft Auto Heat, like kind of Grand Theft Auto 5,
Yeah,
like
for sure.
This
It's
all
LA
feels like
shit, yeah.
This all feels like Los Santos to me. Like,
yeah, nice.
I want to see like Carl Johnson on a fucking bicycle, like pedaling down the street.
But dude, honestly, most of these cars look like shit. And you know what? There's a line from Tokyo Drift that I remember correctly because the main guy in that movie likes muscle cars, and he goes over to Japan and Tokyo, and they've got all these like tuna cars, and he's like, "Is this what you guys play with? Cute little toys?" And it's just like, "Oh, that's a cool line, dude." Like,
yeah, they're
comparing
like
muscle cars to like these.
Oh,
This is Rob Cohen.
Yeah. This movie is sponsored by Pizza Hut.
Street cool, pizza boy.
Dude, what's crazy is how like he's like 50 years old directing this. Like what? Like that's I figured this would be like a super
Is he
young.
dead now? What?
No, he's like 78 or something though. He's pretty old, but that's what cracks me. I'm like, this is definitely what a 50-year-old guy thinks is like. It's like the late 90s, and he's always a decade behind. And he's like, they're cool. They wear like, trip pants, and they have chain wallets. Yeah, he was, because he was doing like Miami Vice TV show back in the day. Like he did a couple episodes of that. Yeah, he's 71 years old.
71.
So
fuck.
this is definitely what a 50-year-old white dude thinks is like cool.
Absolutely. I mean, Ja Rule's still cool, right?
Yeah. Ugh.
The sound system. Like,
That's
why?
pretty cool.
Oh, this is hilarious, dude. Oh my God. With Edwin and the two girls.
You actually go by Edwin?
You win. You get her too.
I'd love if it was the guy in flannel next to him, like, yeah, give me that dick. Why do you fucking go by Edwin though? That's what kills me. I wouldn't go by Edwin, and this guy seems
Ed or some shit.
Yeah, like ED or something. Like, why the fuck would you go by Edwin?
I mean,
like, that's a terrible name.
Technically, his real name, his first name is Ja. Like, Edwin's better than Ja.
Oh my God, I love the onboard computing system. The pinnacle of cutting edge technology.
I always thought
love
this was cool. The NOS under there. Yeah,
so fucking cool, man. Ugh, so badass. I like Vin Diesel. This movie actually made me like, okay, I actually really like Vin Diesel. Like, he's pretty good.
This is the one that made him, dude. Like, I mean, he was in movies before this.
Let's make sure we got the Asian guy playing video games.
He's playing fucking Gran Turismo.
This is a 50-year-old man at work here, dude. This is a 50-year-old, like, white dude. I love the guy on the police scanners, actually, and when they're like, hey, they have a homicide, don't worry about it. That's fucking cool. That's smart. I dig that. That seems so realistic. Let's all blow our engines.
2001 CG, there we go.
This I don't mind. This I actually
cool.
think is like, this is like that X-Men level CG that I'm like, okay, that's cool. This is the shit that I hate coming up. It's
the
like,
shit from the inside?
God. It's so bad, man. Ugh.
You can tell it's a budgetary thing.
Fucking Paul Walker's car looks like a pina colada on steroids just flying down the road.
Yeah, it definitely looks like some weird cocktail.
Oh man, his car is really cool. Damn, that guy's fast. He wouldn't fucking say that. He'd be like, God damn it, God damn it, God damn it. Like,
it's just like, all right, we need to build up Vin Diesel and how notorious he is.
Exactly. Oh God, that's so bad. Going in the car with Vin Diesel.
Man.
Jesus.
It's rough. It's rough.
Whew.
And why does he label NOS 1 and NOS 2 on his steering wheel?
Oh man. And let's be honest, this guy, he fucking totally wipes out here and kills like 12 people when his car cranes off the road.
This is a suicide bombing.
That's what's mind-blowing. It's just like, I'm not one of those people like my... Monica! That reminds me of Spawn. At the middle, Wanda. It's like all I can fucking think of. Oh man. Danger, Dominic. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. Oh man.
Oh, this is cool.
Blowing your load early, Paul. No, right here. Fucking dead. Dead.
Yeah, again, suicide bombing, dude. This is the 9/11 of LA.
He's going like, what, 160 miles an hour? There's no fucking way. You'd be so fucking dead, man.
Tell you what, though, I do love the sound design. Like, I love, like, you know, when you hear the car from Paul Walker's perspective, like his car, and then it cuts to like Vin Diesel, and like his car's like very chill, like it's like a fucking spaceship, like, you know.
Yeah. Oh man, just the gut-wrenching feeling of like, yeah, I put up my pink slip and then it's fucking gone. Like, oh Jesus.
Paul Walker breathes a lot in this movie. Like like I don't know why when he talks, like he breathes a lot. Even just here, dude, like he's just like wiped out. He's like.
I just don't see how Paul Walker, man, with that, I mean, I don't know. Because what, he left Fast and Furious after like the second one, right? And then it kind of
yeah. So they brought him back for the fourth one. So Tokyo Drift is the one that kind of stands alone, and they kind of like retcon that even.
Man, I just don't know where his career would have gone. You know, good God, absolutely. She looks fucking. Oh, Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah, she looks great. This is fucking great. Fuck you, then.
Oh, that's so fucking funny, man.
Okay, so Vin Diesel's speech here, right? I want to point one out to you.
Mm-hmm.
Point something out to you. After he says, "I got to replace the piston rings you fried" or some shit like that. There's a shot of like Paul Walker standing there. Look at the guy to the right of Paul Walker.
Oh,
he's kind of like, oh, he dissed you good. He dissed you good. Like he's kind of like got his hand on his face, and he's like, he brings his hand over his face down. Hold on, listen. This is actually a good speech. I like this.
I do. I actually love Vin Diesel right here. Yes, it's so good. He looks at the guy. He's like, he almost had me. I was like, that's fucking good, man.
Yeah. Wait, get ready.
Oh, I can't wait. Oh, yeah, that's the part I love. These guys are like, no way, Don. Like they're laughing way too hard.
Here we go.
Oh.
The guy on the right.
Oh, man.
Fucking extras, eh?
Oh.
It don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
Winning's winning.
And that's when Paul Walker just pulls out a gun and shoots him. He's like, you're right, bitch, I won.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Dude,
Diesel's so young.
No way everyone disperses like this. Like, I get that this guy just shouted cops, like, on the two-way radio, but how does everyone know? Like, you know, how does everyone know at once that the cops are on their way?
Jesus, this is... Oh, man. This just cracks me up.
Oh, love the music.
And that's the thing is I like the whole, you know, they even address like traffic coming in, you know, the pizza guy, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And there's a homicide. Okay, that's cool. They actually make it somewhat plausible to have that they would have access for this. This is a large intersection in LA at probably, I mean, I don't know, between 8 and 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? There's no way, man.
Yeah. This is huge. This is like, yeah.
Oh, all the shitty ass like like fucking Buicks, the black and whites. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, like these cops. Like there's just so many units. Like where did they all come from?
Yeah,
like
it's like something like they just woke up like out of fucking. They just
called in the entire force, dude. Like they call in fucking San Francisco's units as well.
It's just out of hibernation. All of them are like within cells, interlinked, and just started chasing everybody. But see, Dom, that's the shit that I do in Grand Theft Auto. I go to park in a parking garage and like hang out. I'm like, all right, I'm good. Oh, this is the part that fucking had me laughing my ass off. No, again, nobody on the street, nobody at all except for this cop.
Yeah.
And the cop's driving around at like 50 miles an hour.
He looks so suspicious, dude. I'm sorry. Like he just looks so suspicious.
What? Toretto. It's like, dude, this guy turned on like a 180 and was like, you. Like, he fucking knew it was him. I was like, get the fuck out of here. But it's cool. I actually really dig the angle that this took with like, it's a good, it's good, like, strong screenwriting kind of standpoint for how do we get them. So he has to lose right here, but how do we get them to come back together and him to win the respect of Dom? And I actually really like this. Yeah, I actually really like the story beat. I was like, that's fucking cool. I dig it. He has to prove himself, not in a street race, but like, dude, fuck the street race. I saved your ass. That's a really cool concept. I dig the way that all went down. And he even, you know, he's like, hey, is this your first time doing this? And blah, blah, blah. What he says a little bit later is like, wow, you can tell you had my curiosity. Now you have my interest.
Well, he guesses everything but police officer here, right? He says, were you a wheelman? Like, you know, do you boost cars? Like, he kind of like, I don't know. I feel like already he would have been like, are you a cop or, you know? Right.
Had some kind of inkling, like, because, yeah, like, wow, you're doing all this shit without any conscious fear of impunity. You know, it feels like something you don't really think that anything's going to happen to you. And it's like, I wonder why.
Right.
You are in my good graces, but you ain't keeping your car. Oh, God.
So they set this up here because he says, he says he spent time in Lompoc. Vin Diesel does.
Yeah.
And like in one of the later ones, he actually gets sentenced to time in Lompoc, which is actually pretty cool.
Oh, okay, cool. I figured it was like some kind of fantasy world where Vin Diesel disappeared with his D&D deck and just fucking, you know. That is cool. He's a card carrying like nerd. Like, that's fucking badass. Like, that's not something you'd think from.
Yeah, I read that.
It's,
like, he's
it's
like
cool.
By the way, dude, when you get off here, type in on YouTube Vin Diesel awkward press conference or awkward interview. Like, it will be it's the most cringiest thing you've seen all month. I'm telling you. Just watch it.
Oh my God. Again, 50-year-old white guy. Let's throw some Asians on a bike with a Uzi.
Dude, I love that the music's changed to like Asian, so much of an Asian influence.
It might have all have been like bum 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 bum. Like, dude, that's so
we start off
fucking...
with a shot of kind of Confucius as well. We pull into Chinatown, right? Because here we are.
Jesus Christ. Again, I actually like the fact that they're going a little bit wider than, you know, just the Los Angeles, whatever area, you know, and it makes sense. I get it, you know, but still, Jesus Lord. And Johnny Tran is
I actually really like Johnny Tran.
I'll save it for the end where it's like, why did you not just send a goon to kill Jesse? You wouldn't fucking did it. Why would you go? That's fucking stupid.
This Lance guy is weird though. Like,
I was gonna say his brother's gay, right? Like his brother. Okay, I was just gonna make.
They might even fuck each other. Who knows?
Yeah, it's like The Crow, where he's like, "That's my sister." That's a cool jacket. I want that fucking jacket from the guy in the snakeskin pants. Actually pointed out. That's what I love.
Yeah. What? Fuck off, Vin. Like, why does he say that? Like, I haven't taken delivery. What? Okay. All right. What a weird thing to say.
Right. That's what it's like. Well, I can understand saying that if Johnny Trans can be like, oh, well, then it's my car because you fucked up and you're in my neighbor. Like, I can't claim possession of it in front of this dude because we'll both lose it kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like, I don't know. Because at first when I was watching this, it's like, well, that's fucking stupid, you know, and it's like, they're gonna, we just had Johnny Tran show up for no reason, and then they fucking destroy the car, and I was like, oh,
and
okay,
where
cool.
do they go when they come back? Like, why do they leave the scene and then they come back? I don't understand. I never understood.
Right, it's super strange.
Like, why not just blow it up here? Like, I don't get why.
Yeah, why drive off and just be like, oh, hey, no, actually, hold on, I forgot something real quick. You know, next Thursday, and like they just show up and start fucking blasting.
Rob Cohen's like, we need another couple of seconds in this scene, guys. Just drive off.
Dude, this thing could be a fucking short film, that's for sure. And again, it's Johnny Tran. I'm like, Johnny Tran. You got to learn how to delegate tasks. You know, it's like you can't do everything.
Look, listen
on your
to me,
own.
JT, just come in here. Just listen to me, please.
You've got to learn to delegate.
You're a leader.
Shit. Like this, like if any cop were like around, he'd be like, okay, well he destroyed a $10,000 car, murdered a person. It's like you gotta be. It's like how often do you watch Tony Soprano whack somebody in The Sopranos? It's usually always like delegated.
Paulie or someone. Yeah.
Yeah. But I do like this, oh, well, we got a 20-mile hike. A business dealer went, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Well, why don't you pick up a fucking phone? Everybody has cell phones in this movie and shit, apparently. Yeah. A 20-mile hike. You walk 20 miles
Also,
all the way home?
That was a pretty cool practical explosion. Love that.
Yeah, I do like that. Okay, there we go. At least I got a cab. It's like, dude, you're going to be showing up at like 7 a.m. the next day if you're walking 20 miles.
Why did you say you had a 20-mile hike? What? I don't understand.
Yeah, it's just strange.
Oh, this, I'm telling you, as a youngster, this scene just very briefly got me going. Like, she, like, pulls off her clothes and shit. Oh.
Fucking tugging it to that shit. No, what cracks me up is the fact that it's like, oh, yeah, you want a beer? Yeah, sure, come in. And that's when she's like, okay, I gotta make yourself look good. Yeah. It's like, lady, if he wouldn't lick the sweat out of your ass crack looking like that, I don't even fuck with him, man. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, it's like...
Oh, shit. Dun, dun, dun.
Jesus, this stupid motherfucker. Yeah, I was a roadie for Skinner back in the day.
These two are just hooking up here. There's just two chicks hooking up here just casually. What the fuck?
Again, 50-year-old white guy was like, you want to see that they're rebels?
What
Make
is
them
this
lesbians.
party?
Laying in the floor playing video games.
Oh, this is the birth of the infamous Corona shit.
Oh my god. How many pairs of leather pants can we fit into this room? This is great, actually. I really love this.
Yeah. You can have any brew you want. That girl looks so disheveled.
Yeah.
She just looks so disheveled.
And like 15 years older than Jesse.
Am I
there's anything wrong with that. Do I?
Oh, just quieting.
I feel like Michelle Rodriguez has a disease that she can't lift her eyes up any farther than that. Oh, because the Buster kept me out of handcuffs. He didn't just run back to the floor. The Buster brought me back. Oh, that's
when
good.
He says the word Buster, it sounds like he breaks the sound barrier. It's so
for real.
Loud.
If Vin Diesel just started screaming at me in a room, it's like I'm not. I wouldn't break down by. Yeah, I wouldn't break down by intimidation from much. But if it was Vin Diesel screaming, I'd be like, okay, this guy's kind of scary. But for real, I think there's something wrong with Michelle. Like Michelle Rodriguez, if she ever looked like real wide-eyed or something, I'd be like, Jesus Christ, that's fucking scary. It's like seeing Zooey Deschanel without bangs. You're like, what the fuck? I was like, that's not right. Like, shit's weird.
It's intimidating.
This guy is such a fucking Kyle, though. Like, he can't handle any kind of...
He's drinking Monster Energy drinks. I don't know why he's so upset about the Corona.
No, now he's drinking Bangs. The energy drink Bang.
Oh, Bang Energy. Yeah.
Oh, man. I like the brief stint we had of bald guys being cool with Vin Diesel that died in like 6 months.
A bit tired. I think you should go upstairs and give me a massage.
Look at all our guests.
How
I
about
think you should go upstairs and give me a massage.
Look at all our guests. It's like, dude, this guy again.
Look at all our guests who need entertainment.
That's what this whole movie just let's make them reasonable people who steal cars and aren't avoiding murder, you still owe me a 10-second car. Ouch. Oh, it's like, dude, calm down. That's not really
burn.
Yeah. Calm down, man. That's not really that sick of a burn. He should turn around and be like, I saved you from getting shot in the fucking face, right? Oh no, Zoheb. There's a gun on the table.
some heinous shit going down here.
It's like, man, again, you can tell they're really like, okay, we really got to keep this PG-13. So, in reality, all these guys are like shooting up ketamine and like getting blowjobs in front of people and shit. And there's like spray paint and all. Oh my god.
Oh, she's so cute, dude.
Yeah, she alright. No, I'm just kidding.
What? There's fucking people in this room?
I do, yeah, yes. What the fuck? That is so strange.
I thought this was like an intimate moment, you know.
Yeah.
This fucking.
You look
guy's
over
like,
and there's just like it's like you look over and it's just like two dogs fucking humping each other. I mean, like, oh, okay, that's cool. The funny thing is, she's drinking a fucking Snapple, and it's like,
yeah, I saw that
because she's so different. She doesn't drink alcohol. It's like,
she's
know,
pure. She's
yeah,
pure.
that's what's, and actually that is one thing I think does come across successfully is how she's not a part of any of this. Like she doesn't really go to the races.
Right,
She's not part of the,
And
part of
I
the
feel
heist.
like Toretto's kind of like, that's by design, right? Like, he doesn't want to get his
Right.
sister involved.
Right.
Here comes Ted Levine. Old Buffalo Bill himself.
Face the front of the vehicle, walk backwards towards the rear. Take 2 steps to your right. Stop right there.
Jeez. I do like this though. This is actually kind of makes sense. It's like, well,
Absolutely.
we've got to arrest
up
him to make
appearances.
this look legit. Right. That totally makes legit.
Okay, there's something about I never forgot his glasses, like Ted Levine's glasses in this.
Weird.
Like they just right. Like they're
Weird.
just like they got that weird tint to them. Like it seems so like mid 90s or some shit.
Well, God, the thing that fucking cracks me up is how.
What is this police station? Why is
Yes.
this here? This like pond and shit.
Who, what, when, where, how, and why? I want to know everything. It's a lot nicer than the last place you confiscated. You confiscated a
This is
fucking
Tony
house?
Stark's house, dude.
Dude, yeah, like, and that's what cracks me up. They're like drinking like ice frappuccinos, and you're like, this could not be any more of a parody if this were like Loaded Weapon with Emilio Estevez and Samuel L. Jackson. Like, this is
But don't
almost.
forget, dude, the best part of this is all in service of stolen DVD players.
Dude, that's what's like the 10 grand they spent on the car was probably 2 trucks put together. And it's like, that's mind blowing. It's the fact that like, that's where you could tell this movie fucked up is they didn't think, okay, what's kind of something that's be like timeless? Why don't we do like art or, bearer bonds or something that's in there? No, let's do DVD players. It's like, oh my God.
It always weirded me out, like how much, like why did they focus so much on the decaf or regular coffee?
I know. That's fucking. It's like, I don't know. This movie gets real strange with like. I understand why there's a lot of racing shit because they can't fucking. This all shit doesn't really. It's weird. It's all strange shit telling us stuff that we already know. That it's 3 Honda Civics with the lights under them. Ashimoto is EX tires, so we know that there's somebody in the street racing. Like, and of course we have the guy, the guy who's like 2 days away from retirement, but is all over the main character. Says, "I want your badge, Brian." Oh my God,
this guy
it's
comes
so
back
cliched.
actually in the second one. He's the black guy. He's also in the second one.
Oh my God,
You want time by the magazine?
that's pretty fucking funny.
Is Harry cooperating?
Yeah, like a guy
Bilkins.
that's gonna do 3 to 5 for receiving stolen property if he doesn't.
What kind of vibe is he getting from Toretto?
He's scared to death.
Yeah, even the way that like Paul Walker just walks, like carries himself, like he's just like he's like, I'm putting this on.
I kind of want to punch him in the face. I'm not gonna lie.
Just a bit.
But I actually like, what he's saying about Dominic. He's a little bit, he's too controlled for that. He wouldn't be doing these heists. And it's like immediately, like he's got like Stockholm syndrome or something,
Yeah.
Like he definitely wants to fuck Dom. He's just using Mia to get to Dom.
What the hell is this?
There's no way that car looks that good. I mean, like, it still looks like a piece of shit, but it's not still together, dude. There's no way.
Wait, this isn't Dom's car that he parked, right? This is just a junker.
No,
they're
that's the
fixing
one that
up?
blew up. Isn't it?
It's
I thought This
red.
is the one that blew up. Oh, it is red.
That's what I'm
Oh,
saying. Like,
shit.
did they torch his car, or is this like? So did he buy a junker and say, "Hey, we're all gonna fix it up"? To
No shit.
And what did I tell you?
I retract.
No, yeah, it is a different car. My bad.
This will decimate all
Dutch angle for no reason. That's cool.
Yeah, don't know why.
or more if we have to. Overnight parts from Japan.
We'll put it on my tab at Harry's.
Yes.
I gotta get you racing again so I can make some money.
Is there such thing as overnighting from Japan?
There's a showdown in the desert called.
I don't think anything can reach. Anything can be delivered overnight from Japan to the United States.
if you were trying to set a world record, maybe overnight it from Japan. It's just like giant falcons dropping parts off.
Dude, look how thin Vin Diesel was, man. Like now he just looks like an old fucking.
I just think that picture of him on the balcony with a real big gut and a cigarette, and I'm like, oh, Vin, come on, dude.
That's it. God, I love that skyline.
Is that the yellow one?
Yeah. I don't like the yellow color, but I always had a thing for skylines, dude. That was my thing.
Yeah, I drive a two-door Toyota Yaris. It has a four-cylinder
I drive
engine.
a Honda Accord Euro, so it's fine.
Dude, my car is literally like, if you get a deluxe go-kart, it's almost the same size. Like it's fun, like just with a little bit more room. I actually do, and this is kind of cool. Where a scene like this works is, let's get Jesse in here and show a scene where we learn a little bit of his background. So when the death hits later, you feel that a little bit more.
I like Jesse, man. Like there's something about this actor was actually just briefly in Supernatural. I like him. You know, I actually think he's a little. I think he's old. Like he's a little old for this role, right?
Everything else, I failed, dropped out of school. I don't know, it's something about engines that calms me down, you know?
So, oh, here we go. This is the fucking lunchtime sequence.
Oh, this is great. I'm gonna buy groceries, but fuck you guys, I'm out.
Dude, what's with the mesh fucking singlet?
Yeah, for real. It's like, are you in a Madonna video? Are you Madonna herself?
Yeah. Mia, the chicken's dry.
Yeah, that's what, like, so come out of the house and fix it for me. God, that chicken looks fucking good, though, man. I love grilled chicken.
Fried, grilled, I'm all about chicken, dude.
Dear Heavenly Spirit,
Yeah, Jesse, like, I feel like Jesse would be, I feel like Jesse would absolutely be the, like Nicholas Hoult character from Fury Road, where he's like, what a lovely day.
Oh,
like
Knox. Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see him being that.
I love that Grace. That's such a funny Grace, dude.
Yeah. There's somebody, I keep looking at Vin Diesel, I'm like, man, there's somebody Vin Diesel reminds me of, and I can't put my finger on it, man. He's just got this, like, charm. And why? I don't understand. So he throws a fit about him being there, and 45 seconds later, he's back at the fucking thing. And I'm like, I don't understand this.
No, it's a sook.
Take your tube top off and fucking grab a chicken breast and stop being a bitch.
Dude, it looks like he's about to work the corner.
Yeah, for real. It looks like somebody you'd see at, like, Night at the Roxbury.
He's wearing two vests. I don't understand.
Yeah, two vests and the weird arm thing where he's like, dude, you're not Kevin Sorbo or Lucy Lawless and, like, Hercules or Xena. Like, calm the fuck down.
Fucking Wonder Woman over here.
What cracks me up is that they're just, like, grilling and renting a movie and shit. And I'm like, this is so, like, strangely, like, like, wholesome for people who, like, rob train.
Look, dude, like, they got the fairy lights outside. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It's, man.
Tell you what, though, that sequence, the lunch sequence, like, that set the stage for this whole series becoming all about, quote, family, end quote, in the future.
Oh my
like,
God.
This is, yeah. Like, that one kind of, like, 1 minute sequence is what it's all about.
This shit is so fucking stupid. What they're watching on that TV is the Bruce Lee movie Rob Cohen made.
I thought so, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that's got to be something. Like, hey, we'll do this, so I don't have to pay for the rights.
Dude, does he have a Nazi, like, kind of like eagle?
It's something in the middle. It's like a triangle or something. But for real,
okay.
yeah, it looks like the almost like the Iron Cross type shit. That's what I thought at first. It's like, oh no. No wonder.
the way he's slapping this microwave.
I was gonna say, I was like, I guess that's why there's absolutely like zero black people in this, because he's got like the Iron Cross like on his arm. I was like, oh wow.
The one black person in this gets a fucking threesome taken away from him.
Yeah. They just rob him. They're like fucking terrible. And that is smooth. Where she's like, oh yeah, that place you wanted to take me to?
Yeah, you can take me.
And he's gonna fuck me on the table in front of everybody.
Make your own damn popcorn. Oh shit.
God, Dutch angles.
Yeah, it's weird. So early 2000s, man.
Everybody look at my hatchback.
Fucking Hector. Here we go.
No, that's valet parking. No, it's not. That's not how valet parking works.
You need a ticket for that shit.
It's just how strangely friendly everybody is.
Yeah.
That's what drives me crazy, that nobody is like a scary motherfucker. Nobody's like, okay, this guy is like a good racer and he's cool, but he's like a sexual predator. Like nobody's like real sketchy, I guess, because it's a PG-13 movie. Like there's not anybody in this whole movie that's like, they're like, yeah, he did time for beating somebody up. I'm like, no, Dom should do time for like shipping heroin and like shooting cops and shit. Like it should be like some real fucked up shit. But it's so strange, like how they try to make these guys.
He did like I don't mind Dom's backstory. Like he beat the guy with the wrench to death nearly, right? Like that was a thing,
right? That was like for his dad and shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like Hector was trying to push their heads together down.
I
like
thought
on
that too. Like it's like dunk.
They're always near like a foundry or some kind of steel
something
mill
industrial,
or docks.
right?
Yeah, they're always doing something like they shot this on the back lot of RoboCop.
Probably did.
You know what's really conspicuous? A bright red truck. It's a great idea.
And this scene actually weirds me out because this is the only moment where kind of like a violin score comes in. I don't know why. Like if you're hearing the music, it's so weirdly different to what else happens throughout the rest of the movie, music-wise.
I know they released two different soundtracks. So they did like one with like the, what they were probably like, we have one that has all the urban music on it. That's probably what they called that one. And then they had like the score and yeah, they had like the score and shit on the other one. And then, what is he doing here? So he's breaking into Hector's garage to see if they're the ones who were jacking the DVD players and shit, right?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Well, he's looking for the black Honda Civics.
Right. And how does Dom know that he's here?
I'm assuming because someone followed someone. I don't fucking know, Colin.
My
by the
I was
way,
watching you just like...
I forgot to bring up. This was co-written by David Ayer. David
Suicide
Ayer
Squad?
directed Suicide Squad. He's actually a decent director outside of Suicide Squad. He directed End of Watch and Fury, dude. I love those two movies.
End of Watch was good.
Yeah, Fury with Brad Pitt, the World War II film, fucking awesome.
This guy one arm wielding a shotgun. It's like, you pussy, that'd rip your arm out of socket. You couldn't do that shit.
Dude, that's what I was thinking as well. God, Diesel's great here.
Hold on. He's like, is he coming? Okay, hold on. Let me step back into the shadows. And then he walks out.
Like a fucking vampire that he is.
Oh my God. You know what's, oh my God, I want to rewind that, but I can't. I'm at like 48 minutes, 41, 42, 43 seconds. So the close-ups on Vin Diesel, he's like in this real shadowy kind of thing. And when they cut back to wide shots where they're all in the frame, Vin Diesel is not where the fuck he is in those close-ups. Like he's in a totally different part. It's like super different lighting and shit. It's like, oh my God. But they try to make him look like he's Batman on a ledge or something. What's it? Was it Vince? Is it Vince? Is the other guy's name?
Vince, yeah.
Vince, yeah, fucking he looks like if they did like a origin of like Wolf Creek. Like that's the first thing I think of. And basically what is he saying? He's like, oh yeah, well I'm going to each garage to see what they have under their hoods because they're gonna beat us.
What a
or something.
shitty excuse. He's like, I can't lose again. I don't want to. I owe you a car. Blah blah.
Here's what blows my mind. If there's any thought that he might be a cop, what do you have to lose by shooting him in the face? There's nothing you lose by shooting him in the face. Mia hasn't fucked him. Yeah, he owes you a 10-second car or whatever, but the crazy part is he's just like, he's a cop. He's like, no, he's not.
Vin probably likes him.
I like a lot of people, but if I think you're going to stitch me out, I'd probably shoot you in the face.
Note to self, don't stitch him up.
Yeah, right.
Don't Colin up.
Fucking rat.
Here they are in Chinatown. Jesse just looks so scared all the time.
He's like a chihuahua. He's just constantly like. It really seemed like the whole scene before was just like, we need him to get caught breaking into shit so we can have the three of them go to break into some shit. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
And as a scare, I don't mind it. Like, we need them to get close. We need them to, like, ask him if he's a cop and kind of, whoa, because like that. And it does, you feel the weight of it later on when they're like, man, they fucking asked him if he was a cop. You know, like,
I just love, I love Vince being the one to be like, he's a cop. Like, you know, and Dominic doesn't listen to him at all.
Right. What cracks me up is like, so they're not stealing all the DVD players and shit, but they have like copious amounts of them for some reason.
Yeah, it's strange. Well, this is Johnny Tran's garage.
Right.
This is actually like Johnny Tran's garage. We find out that the DVD players were purchased legally. But I still don't know why. Like why? Like why does Johnny Tran want fucking DVD players? But okay.
Like he's trying to go legit with Hector and be a DVD like player salesman.
He's trying to become a fucking DVD mogul.
The hilarious part is like all them hiding and they bring out the pistols and it's like, oh, like, oh, it's going to get crazy. What a terrible design on the side of that car. I'm sorry, that's so ugly.
Let me ask you a question, Ted.
This guy, fucking Ted.
Do you see anything wrong here?
Who's the pudgiest white guy that we know that we can cast in this movie as Ted?
This guy looks like he sits down to pee, you know? It's just one of those, like, let's get someone who's so spineless and somebody who would probably buy weed from his dealer and then call the cops because he didn't like something about it.
40 weight, 50 weight. 40 weight.
This is a guy who puts a $10 bill on the table at a restaurant and takes $1 away for everything that's wrong with his order. You fucking piece of shit. I hate you, Ted.
He is the Karen of
yes
men.
Yes.
This Johnny Tran. I want to see this actor in more shit, dude. I like the
He's
guy
good.
who plays Johnny Tran. Like physically, dude. Like he looks awesome. I might be attracted to him. I don't know, but
Hey, he's got very broad shoulders, and it's like,
this
wow,
is the scene that always stuck in my mind, dude. Like the fucking oil in the mouth. Like especially watching that as a kid, I was like, oh, that's not supposed to go in your mouth, dude. What the fuck?
What's the one where they put the rat under the metal
That's
thing?
the second one.
Okay, that's clever
was
and super
wild.
fucked up and terrifying.
Yeah. Kiss my shoes.
And again, shoot this guy in the back of the head. I don't understand, like, why we're not shooting people more. I guess somebody wants a murder on their hands, but again, this is a male Karen, a Ted we're talking about here. This guy's going to call the cops as soon as he gets out of here. This guy never has a nice thing to say. It's like,
Dude, he's always like, guys, we're about to run out of time. Guys, we're about to run out of time. Like, you know, he's always trying to like bring the heat down on these two. Just chill.
The amazing part is even when he's like, all right, time's up. You've got 36 hours. It feels like in the script,
shit.
that's where we should be like, okay, we need to be, you know, figuring this out now. And he's like, you still got about a day and a half. You got him.
Yeah, I did quit. Just give me a cigarette.
This whole thing is super weird. Like, I give me a cigarette. I need to say, get him a cigarette. I just quit. I thought you didn't quit. Get him a cigarette. It's like,
That's what I'm
"Well,
saying. Like, it's
fuck."
like the weird things that they decide to focus on, like the coffee and shit.
Oh, the shit with this cop too. I think the kid sister's
Yeah.
blurring her vision.
I'd get off on her surveillance. What? Come on, dude.
And
You're kind of asking for it there.
The shove is so great because he barely shoves him, and he's like, and just falls over. Oh, that's so fucking funny, man.
Have you read Toretto's file lately?
What's great is, like, think about, like, The Departed, you know, when, like, I think it's like Wahlberg punches Matt Damon in the mouth or vice versa. And he's like, I need access to those files. It's like, dude, that's a badass, like, you know, cops at each other's throat moment. This just feels like, well, fuck you, man. Like, he just kind of shoves him. It's so annoying. And
Love the subtitles just say rap.
What's insane, this guy is like a bitch-ass police cadet probably, and he goes to an FBI director and he's like, I need a few more days, and just walks off. And I'm like, I'd be surprised he wakes up the next morning and like all of his bags are packed. And like, yeah, we got somebody that was
Guantanamo.
like, yeah, we got somebody who was like way more qualified and had a better attitude to like to take this job. And he's gay, so he won't try to have sex with the sister. And like, he is such a bad fucking cop, dude. He's so fucking
He's a terrible
bad.
cop. Oh, this is where we get the personal insight into Dominic Toretto's life.
Why? I don't understand this.
It seems so random, dude. Oh, but I'll tell you what, this fucking car is sexy.
It's worth it. I'll give it to you. It's worth
God
it for that.
damn.
But yeah, these are the cars that I like. You know that I don't like
muscle
the right. I don't like the, you know, the little Matchbox
Tuner cars.
cars you get in fucking you know a cereal box. God, this cars look so good. Like the fucking Interceptor, dude. Oh.
Love that, dude. I've never driven her because it scares the shit out of me. Like, you know, talk about. No, this is not a movie with much depth, but I'm telling you, this is I love this. This is great. Like it scares the shit out of me, so I don't drive it. I just keep it, you know.
Yeah, I don't mind this, but it's so clumsy how they just like we're just here and we're just doing it. It's so fucking like I would like it if like because
it does it does kind of come out of nowhere.
Well, how often does Dom race in this movie? He races at the beginning and then he doesn't race out you know in the desert, and that's it, you know, and he races at the end. So wouldn't it be cool if Dom was like, I don't race, even though he's a great driver and like, dude, Dom's legendary, but he won't race. Why? Because his dad got into a wreck, and maybe they have a conversation. He's like, why won't you fucking race? Like, you want to know why I won't race? And they go to the garage and they have a conversation about it. That makes sense to me. You know, the mystique of why he won't do it, you know, like the fastest dude won't race. It's like, but it's still, I don't know. I don't mind it, but it's like, well, now we're getting introduced to this like dad and this guy named Linder, and we're giving a sympathetic reason why Dom actually beat the shit out of this
dramatic
dude.
Music,
right? I don't mind the reason why he beat the shit out of the dude. That's a cool perspective where it's like, yeah, that guy got arrested for assault. It's like, yeah, well, he was defending, you know, blank or blah blah blah. There's always, you know, a side to stuff like that sometimes. But yeah, it's just. I live my life a quarter mile at a time. Nothing else matters. No, not the mortgage, not the store, not my team, all their bullshit. Oh, yeah. So, you know, the whole theme of this series is family.
Theme? Like, I mean, come on,
yes.
dude. But
so
they abandoned this way too quick.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Pointless. So let me get this straight. You beat the shit out of somebody for your dad. You almost beat him to death. He's a janitor now, and he has to take a bus to work. But he's like, I don't give a fuck about anything but a quarter of me. Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, but you'll beat someone to death over your dad. Like, that's
quite clearly, you do give a shit.
He could not be any more of a cop right here if he had dressed up like the guy from the fucking YMCA, like the Village People. Like, it's just like, so what illegal activities do the crew partake in, Mia? Like, he's like pointing his chest at her, like trying to get her to talk into the wire. Oh my God. This is so like, Give me vital information that couldn't possibly incriminate you or your family later in the court of law.
She's literally providing like a file.
Right.
You know, here's a backstory on everyone.
She might as well have like Exhibit A tattooed on her forehead. Like that's just like the.
Oh, she's such a cutie pie.
And his face just doesn't change. If somebody told me he was like AI or like CGI or something, I'd totally believe it.
Yeah. He's like gravity. Oh God.
I was like, wait, does gravity actually pull shit in, or is it because of the size of whatever the object is? There is gravity. I'm not sure if that's how that works, but I'm not that great at science.
Welcome to the physics podcast.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson. I fucking love Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's so cool. That is a nice line. It's nice to come in first for a while. That's cool. I like that. And
so,
you actually... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, relevant to this scene, sorry. Michelle Rodriguez and Jordana Brewster did not have licenses when they started this movie.
Why? Well, how old is... What? Rodriguez is 23. How old is Jordana
21.
Brewster? Why? Why would you not...
I don't know.
I'm not going to lie.
And I don't know if it's actually them driving. Like, they might be stunt drivers.
Yeah. But I fucking doubt it's them. Half your crew doesn't have licenses. Half your actors don't have licenses. No, and that's like, I love that line where she's talking about, it's nice to come in first. I'm not worried about Dom. I'm here for you. Blah blah blah. That's fucking cool. I like this. This is also a pretty cool reveal. And I like how Ted Levine has to play cool, and he's like, just say yes. Just say yes. Don't worry about it. Just say yes. And I was like, okay, that's cool. Like, he knows he can't be like, yes, I will accept the job of telling the Toledo family. Like,
I actually really dig the music here. Like, when we get into this next scene with Johnny Tran's arrest.
Oh, yeah. And there are some things that this movie pulls off really well. And one of them is this part with Johnny Tran and the older Asian guy comes out and slaps him in the face.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shit.
Really well done. I like this kind of like the meet up on this rooftop before they go out and bust Johnny Tran. And like this feels weird, this kind of like half sex scene. Like, isn't it? Like while Johnny Tran's getting arrested, these two are just making out in the garage.
Oh, Dom and yeah. That is kind of strange.
Tell you what, but I fucking beat my mate to it when I was younger.
Here's what cracks me up. So the guy who is an undercover cop who cannot risk having his cover blown whatsoever is
goes
one
on
of
the
the
raid.
guys who comes on the raid.
Why?
Oh my God. It's crazy
Doesn't
though.
make
There is
sense.
actually a lot of chemistry between. God, her fucking ass looks amazing. There is actually a lot of chemistry between Diesel and Rodriguez. Like, I actually like that. They seem like a real couple
at the time.
Oh, okay. Fuck. God damn it. There we go. That solves that.
Just buries his face in her tits.
Because I think in real life, she was dating the chick from Suicide Squad, Cara Delevingne or something like that. I think they were dating like briefly or something. I was like, what a beautiful couple.
Dude, this guy gets choke slammed. Oh, that choke slam. That's one for you, Patrick. Yes, I know what a choke slam is.
Yeah. I got choke slammed often by my brother as a kid.
Kinky.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is great. I love this.
Oh, and no audible dialogue. I love when they do that in this movie. All visual. There's no audio. Oh.
This is actually really an awesome song. I don't know who this is. Yeah, the father just snaps him. Yeah.
So funny.
Should have been doing homework.
If there was like a line of people behind him, like an airplane, where they're like slapping the fucking woman, or somebody comes up and punches him
from airplane. Yeah.
I
told you to become a doctor.
And Paul Walker, like, how to distinguish yourself? Let's stop and look at the captain and be like, it's done. Be like, no, fall in fucking line.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh man, this house though, like, this is so
fucking Batcave.
I laugh so fucking hard at this house. This is ridiculous. Like, yeah, this is our base of operations. Like, the rent here is $3,800 a month,
dude. I'm
and
telling.
you're
Look at this
fucking paying for
interior.
this.
This must be the house from Iron Man. It must be.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me at all. It is very, very that 70s kind of layout, like the curved brick walls and shit.
Yeah.
I have to Google this. It's gonna drive me fucking nuts.
Okay, but wait, hold on. So Bilkins is like ragging out Brian for like because Johnny Tran was the wrong guy, but Bilkins is the one who. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care if you have to put a gun to someone's head and blow your cover. You got 36 hours to crack this bastard. Wow, that's insane. That's so fucking ridiculous, man.
DVD players. That's why we're doing this.
You know what's amazing? You know what you should definitely do? Have a wall of all the pictures of people that you're trying to prosecute behind glass where anybody walking by can see it.
Right at the entrance.
Like some guy delivering a pizza is like, oh, that's my friend Johnny Tran. Like, it's like, oh shit.
Just fucking dials up Johnny. Hey Johnny, I think the cops are looking into you, mate. JT,
let me get a sausage with mushroom pizza. You're not gonna kill me when I get there, are you? No, but I'm gonna fuck you.
There's all kinds of family, Brian.
It's just so weird, both of them being in Roadkill, you know, Joyride. That's so strange to think about that.
Yeah.
And it honestly didn't even cross my mind until right now. Like, oh shit, you know, this movie is so like the scenes meant so little that I have no idea what happened and don't even care to comment on what might have happened. I have no fucking idea.
I actually think this Toyota Supra looks really nice. I love this car.
I dig it. I like the thing on the side. It's very
the decal.
Yeah. Like a very like Roman, like God kind of, you know, mythology looking thing. I dig that. I think this guy in the Ferrari is like a producer or
yes,
something?
So this is Neil H. Moritz. He's produced all of these movies.
This is another guy who looks like he sits down to pee.
Oh, 100%. He calls him pal. I mean, you know?
You know how you know when you've made it? When you have those 90 square glasses and then the chin tee, the chin goatee.
Yeah,
I've had that before, and I look like a fucking douchebag.
Got beat up a whole lot in high school, did you?
Yeah, look, you look like fucking Ed Norton in American History X. Like, just shave that shit off, dude. Like, just get rid of it. God, the sunglasses, dude. That's what cracks me up so bad. Because this is after The Matrix, right? Because The Matrix really made those kind of sunglasses and, like, the Agent Smith ones, like, really popular.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is 2 years later.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Dominic's impressed.
Yeah. Looks over and he's just got like a rock hard boner. And he's like, ah.
Suck it. What?
Yeah, right. That's how he gets into the crew. I had sex with everybody in this crew, even my sister.
my family name? Weinstein.
Yeah. Oh. Well, and the crazy part is that like they're just having this, you know, it's kind of cool. He's like, something's wrong, dude. You can tell, you know, Dom is a little like, hey, what's up? What's the problem?
Dude, they don't, like, people like this don't talk like this. I'm sorry. They just don't.
No. Well, and the thing that kills me is that Brian's the one like pushing all of this stuff where he's like, I know you're not paying for blah, blah. So whatever it is, I want. And the thing is, he is so pushy on this right here where even I would be like, dude, this guy's a fucking cop. Like, he's pushing so hard to come in on this thing. Like, whereas he hasn't hardly mentioned anything about this before, and now he's like demanding to be a part of it. It's like, that's sketchy, man. That's super fucking sketch. What is Vin Diesel? Is he just like a white dude, or is he...
Dude, he is ethnically so, like, ambiguous.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if he's Latino.
He totally throws me through a fucking loop.
I'll tell you what, but his real name is fucking hilarious.
Whoa, what is it? Vin Diesel, yeah.
This?
It sounds like a porno actor.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah,
His real name, Mark Sinclair.
Wow, not as outrageous as I thought it was going to be, but
No, it's not like, it's not some weird shit. But like, I mean, come on, he doesn't look like a Mark Sinclair.
no. And what's wrong with Mark Sinclair? It's not a bad name. Not terrible.
You know what? Fuck you. All right? I was trying to make a joke. Actually, you know what, Ben? Actually, I can't remember which actor it was. I think it was Ben Affleck that had the really funny Benjamin Gazer Affleck Bolt. What?
That'd just be like, my name's Benny Bolt.
Hold on, dude. The name of this event is called Race Wars. Can we just...
Dude, okay. Thank you. Fucking thank you, dude. Like, I don't...
Shit.
Given the political climate currently,
this is post Rodney King.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, this is what, 01? It's like race wars was definitely a term. Like,
and as we record this, some shit's about to go down in real life.
Yes, a lot of shit has been fucking going down, and it's like, and you can't just call it like, and for one thing, this is just like Burning Man, that's basically all it is, like Burning Man. Race wars is so what the fuck in general. B, how uncreative race wars is. Like, you couldn't be like...
But also, talk about, like, taking the teeth out of this, because this is legal as well. This is, like, legal racing. This is organized.
Yeah, that's like, oh yeah, it's real dangerous. That's where they start playing for, like, pink slips and shit. They're like, well, they're only losing. They're like, oh yeah, he lost $2,000. It's like... Man, I'd make more than that in a month. It's like, I mean, $2,000 sucks. It's a lose, but... Oh man, the guy tries to race machine.
I just love how they have like bundles of like cash.
Yes, everybody has exactly $2,000 on them. By the way, at all times, everybody always has $2,000.
Shit,
that cracks me up, dude.
Tell you
but
what
I do like
this. Yeah, the sound design here when she wins, like she kind of like listen to it, right? Like when she crosses the line, and then she kind of like lets out that exhale. Like, they incorporate that into the soundtrack or whatever, like the mixing. It's awesome. And again, like, her steering wheel is labeled NOS 1, NOS 2, don't know why.
The funny part is him actually doing, like, another one bites the dust. that kind of made me laugh.
See, I don't know what, like, it's kind of like that, that exhale, and, like... What the fuck is this place? Honestly, just nuke this place from orbit.
It beats NASCAR. At least it's not NASCAR. Thank God.
I don't like the flames, actually, on the back.
Dude, flames, like, I don't know. If you saw my garages...
I used to love them. I used to love them when I was playing fucking Need for Speed Underground.
If you saw my garages in Grand Theft Auto 5, everything is like red, black, and white, or a mixture of that, like really solid like colors and shit. All of these look like, I don't know, the super vibrant colors and shit. It looks like fucking like a Willy Wonka's weird nightmare boner. Like, it's just very strange looking. Oh, and this is where Jesse plays for Pink Slips, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Visualize the win, Jesse. Visualize the win. It's like, dude, you're not on a foot race. Like, calm down.
I bet you he's got more than $100,000 under the hood of that car.
And that's what blows my mind is nobody's like, he's racing Johnny Tran, like the guy who has become one of the most insignificant characters. This is little like, yeah, I'm gonna race Johnny Tran. And like, he's sweating in the car, like he's already sweating and shit. And the weird part is they set up all this, like, you're going to race with your dad's car? I'm like, wait, how is that? When did that become relevant? I didn't know the racing with, I didn't, like, oh yeah, when my dad gets out of prison, they're like hauling up. We're like, dude, how long are we into this movie? We're an hour and 13 minutes. It's too late to be hauling exposition out about Jesse's dad and shit. It's like, this is a little weird. I went, oh no. Jesse, oh god.
He's fucking frightened, yeah.
He just started throwing up in the car. He's like he's crying and throwing up and like eating a sandwich. Oh man. He pukes so hard he shits his pants.
Shit.
Jesus. It's really hard to watch. It's really hard to watch Jesse as he just cuts and drives off and you're like,
oh, this is great.
Man.
This is great. Whatever, go fetch my car.
Ooh.
SWAT came into my house, disrespected my
Oh, man.
Disrespected my whole family.
knocked me out. And you know what? It was you.
I like how this dude doesn't land one punch either, by the way.
I know. And this was like
Toretto just, oh, dude,
this was
a
like
great
his
shot, though.
audition tape. Must have been.
When he fucking punches him and the camera like whips with Vin Diesel as he
Yeah.
jumps on top of him. Now this security guard, man, what the fuck else is this guy in? The guy who's on top of Toretto, the kind of Hawaiian looking dude, he's a big dude. Oh yeah, he's in a great movie, Club Dread. The guys who did like Super Troopers and stuff.
Oh, right.
They did a movie called The Slam and Salmon, and he's like an NFL player in it. He's fucking really funny, actually. He has like a lot of lines.
No, I
But
never,
yeah, dude,
never
he's-
took notice of him.
He just beats the fucking
to nobody.
everybody.
Why does he
Everybody
smile
just starts
like that?
covering their ears, like his voice is just like blowing eardrums and shit. He's like Banshee from First Class.
Like
His
people are
voice
just like
starts
dancing like around and
Yeah. It makes me think of
look
The
at this
Office
guy.
where he's
This guy, the guy with the fucking light shit.
save some pussy for the rest of us, dude. It reminds me of The Office when what is that weird guy who comes in the office when Saber takes over? The weird
Oh,
tall skinny guy?
Gabe. Oh, Gabe,
yeah.
Gabe. Fucking Gabe. Sorry.
Yeah.
Gabe.
No, the
Sorry, I just
funny
watched
part is
Breaking
when
Bad. That's why I was like, huh?
the funny part is when Gabe is talking to Holly and Michael, and he's like, okay, well, either you're on MDMA or ecstasy. I've taken it before. It's like all I can think of is all these people are out there like fucking eating ecstasy and going crazy. I love how he can hear that conversation
Dude,
so clearly from like
what?
70 yards away.
Okay,
Like,
but hold on. It doesn't make sense because if there are people dancing, then surely there's loud music playing. So I don't know how you're
Right.
doing this. Like, I don't understand.
it's like a silent disco. Everybody has headphones in and shit.
These guys are just casually making out. I love that we have to focus on that first.
This, oh my God.
Come on, what's your brother racing off in the middle of the night for? I'm talking about the trucks. You know about the
Why does he just drop, I'm a cop? Like, I feel like there's, you don't know how well this can go.
I think because the pressure's closing in, right? Like Bilkins is gonna shut down like their operation, and he also because he knows the next truck driver is probably going to be armed, right? So he probably
Good
wants
point.
To,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Which actually, that's a pretty cool, like, sacrificial move where it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
if I don't do this, they're gonna die.
You heard it here first, guys. Colin loves this movie.
I swear to God, you have to believe me, Mia, but right now this isn't about
You know, Paul Walker would have been a good like Hawkeye. You know, like he
could see
would
it.
have been. You know, I wouldn't have minded him in some stuff. Like he would, or like the Flash. You know, I wouldn't mind that at all.
There's a weird moment here, like when she kind of like thinks and like the music comes back, like the disco music comes back into the foreground. It's like weird. It's like dun dun. It's like whoa, calm, chill, guys.
I do like that line, Mia, you are the only person that can help me right
Yeah.
now. And it's like, yeah, for sure. Like she's the only one besides him that's like in between both worlds currently, not of her own choice, but
Yeah. And there they go.
and she'd be a good Wonder Woman, dude. She'd be fantastic. She's got
She'd
that
be good.
look for sure.
Yeah. That kind of like, you know, when I was younger, I thought she was like Indian. Like she looks a little like she's kind of got that hue about her, you know?
Right. I figured she was like Portuguese or from the
Yeah.
Dominican Republic or something. What's her real name? I keep thinking she's Odette Yusman from
Jordana
like,
Brewster.
Uninvited. Jordana Brewster. Okay.
Oh, Odette Yusman is fucking beautiful.
It's so funny because I remember seeing Cloverfield and being like, whatever. You know, I didn't really realize it was her. And then it was like The Unborn. That's what I went and saw in theaters. And I was
Why?
like, oh yeah, she's hot. Dude, fucking fucks me. I have no idea. That was the weirdest thing is it was like me, my mom, my whole family. We went and saw The Unborn. And I was like, why?
What?
Like it's
So
so
weird time in your life.
Yeah. Like we're all adults, you know, it wasn't a big
This
deal.
is the.
Like we all,
Is this the observatory?
I think this is actually where they have the gladiator matches. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's the observatory.
It's the Coliseum. But they just like casually have these like 3 Honda Civics that are actually probably wanted by the police, just stashed here.
Yeah. For real. Like, you don't have, like, I don't know. Seems like a bad place. Like, do you just leave them here all the time?
Well, did you know you were making a move?
They totally look like they're about to hunt vampires, by the way. And I'm totally okay. If this were this crew just hunting down vampires in Los Angeles, I'd watch that movie. I'd
watch that movie, yeah. Have cars involved somehow.
Yeah, somehow Paul Walker's like a vampire.
The other night I had a dream that you and I were on the beach in Mexico. That comes to fruition, I think, in the fourth movie.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, I thought you were just talking about you and I was just like...
and I actually did have that dream.
I sat there for a second. I was like, what? I mean, that's cool. You can't control what you dream, I guess. But I was like, that fucked me up for a second. I was like, okay. Not what I was expecting. No. Yeah, that's a good line. And because somebody dies later on in the movies, right? Spoiler alert, by the way. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, well, I mean, Vince dies in the fifth one.
Really?
Letty,
okay, Vince dies.
Yeah, Letty actually dies in the fourth one, but she comes back in the sixth one.
Of course she does.
Yeah. Honestly, with memory loss. She comes back with memory loss. Yep.
No.
Yep.
That's so bad.
I love that I can see your reaction to it on video. That's funny.
That's like some calculon from Futurama. Like, I have robotic amnesia. Yeah. Like, that's so bad.
This might be my favorite scene in the entire movie, dude. I love this whole kind of like heist moment where it just kind of goes wrong, and yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I like this too. Kind of strange that this is the first time they're hitting a truck in like daylight, broad fucking daylight.
Yeah.
That just seems like I mean, you got to hit the truck whenever the truck moves, you know. But still, like, what I don't get is like so the truck drivers. You know, I think of Goodfellas when they're like, yeah, and they were all just give me overs. The truck drivers didn't care. Like, these guys are fighting like their families live on the truck, you know. And it's like these guys are fighting like if you lose the truck,
just give it up. Just give it up.
I could get it if somebody was like, hey, now you owe us $100,000 or something. That would be different, you know. If it somehow they put like the
surely these DVD players are like insured and like yeah. It's like robbing a bank, man. Like, just let him fucking take it. This the stunt work here is pretty fucking good, but like the guy, the stuntman they got for Vince, it's good stuff.
Well, it actually gets extremely hard to decipher between fucking Brian and Vince, like, who is the stuntman, like, when they're cutting back and forth. And it's like, dude, some of these stunts, I mean, that really looks like it's dude just hanging off the front of the truck.
Right,
you know, if that's digital, that's a damn good digital job. I don't think
highly
it is.
doubt it's digital. It looks like they're actually moving.
Especially when he sticks his arm out and he's like leaning over. It's like, dude, that's not a car on a trailer. Like, that looks like he's fucking flying down the road. There's something about Vince too that I'm like the white trash Jason Momoa. You know, I get that kind of vibe. I get that kind of like Aquaman, but like, you know,
Letty just goes flying. Hold on, wait,
God, she's. Oh no, yeah, but she goes, come on, boy, and she pushes up, and she's got
Son
that
of
like
a bitch.
weird. Oh yeah, boom. What did you think was gonna happen? And she like falls back like she's been mortally wounded, and I'm like, lady, you're in a Honda Civic. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
There's metal protecting you. Oh, that might be my favorite shot in the entire movie. Like when he pulls off the brakes and he swings out towards the door, dude. Oh,
that's fucking brutal.
And he's got the wire wrapped around his arm.
That is such a right there where it's like, oh, that is such a that image stuck in my mind. You know what I really like about 100%. This is the fact that he's not like. It's not like, oh, he's been shot point blank in the chest with a shotgun. It's like, no, he got kind of grazed on like a tummy shot, and then his arm is just like lacerated, though. It's like, dude, you
and he's
just
being dragged along the road.
Right. It's not like, oh, he's just, you know, they don't have to overplay the severity of the wound. It's like, no, that shit can fucking kill you. And I was like, cool, I appreciate that. Like, that's cool. Ugh, riding on that rim. Yeah, right. This dude's fucking dead. Like Vince.
Here we go. Ready? This is Letty. I don't know what she was trying to achieve here by by trying to go one-on-one with the wheels of a semi-trailer.
Yeah.
Like, oh wait, she goes underneath and then she comes across.
What if she pulled like Empire Strikes Back and had a wire and just wrapped up the tires, like going in and out?
Like
By the way, she's
AT-AT.
fucking dead. She's so fucking dead.
Oh, she's gone, dude. Okay, can we talk about Leon for a second? Leon doesn't do jack shit the entire movie, and he never comes back in the entire franchise. He is done in this movie. Like, I don't. They never speak about him. Like, I mean, Vince, he makes a return. This Leon guy just disappears off the face of the earth.
Leon and Vince, I feel like, are just kind of like, I don't know, kind of can just be merged into the same character, except for the fact that you need somebody right here. And you know what totally makes sense? Let's stop the guy with the only active car to go pick your girlfriend up versus you're riding on a rim riding up front. Like, why don't you back up and go back for your girlfriend and let him worry about Vince?
Yeah. No, he's the leader, dude. He's going to do everything himself.
Of course.
Oh, that shot, dude, through the door.
He starts throwing up.
I was just thinking that.
It's like Scary Movie 2, like all three of them start vomiting, like the truck driver and Vin Diesel.
Fucking James Woods.
Fuck that. Oh, man. Well, and plus I love the fact that, like, if we did not, so if you took this from like an outside perspective, if you're Dominic Toretto and you're like, how the fuck does he know that we're out here? And it's like, I love the fact that I feel like that's running through his head, and it's like, there's only one way he can know where we are is if he tracked us and he's a fucking cop. Like, even if you don't blow your cover here, you have a lot of explaining to do for how the fuck you know these guys are out here on this part of the road doing this shit right now. They're like, you're not supposed to know about it. Oh. Damn,
yeah,
dude,
this
I
stunt
would
work
be
is
shitting
awesome.
my fucking pants,
It's
man.
good stuff, hey. I was just thinking that.
Oof. God damn it, dude. No wires,
This is
no
the
harness.
honestly, this is the most committed truck driver on the planet. Like, he's so committed to getting his load to the destination.
It's strange. It's very strange to watch this guy who's just so, like... And I like the fact they actually show him reloading. I was like, okay, this guy needs to reload second, you know? Like...
It's weird that I'm not saying it's weird for the better or worse. We never see the truck driver's face.
Yeah, it actually kind of gave me like a Rusty Nail kind of vibe.
Yes,
you know?
thank you. I'm glad you said that because that's what I was thinking too.
Here's what kills me. He jumps on the car. Everybody's in the car. Put on the fucking brakes. Stop running along with the truck. Just put on the fucking brakes and stop.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That truck driver's like, this is my truck. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
He fucking CBs someone. He's like, I made it, guys. I made it.
Yeah. I could understand if they had been like, hey, the last truck driver accidentally died somehow. Something happened. It was a mistake. They think maybe that they actually killed him. Now the truck drivers have a reason to be like...
But why does the truck driver not call 911?
Well, then he did so much fucking damage to his own truck and like blew chunks out of his hood, like shot his fucking window out and stuff. And it's like, dude, this is so not worth it. Like,
It's actually such a great moment.
Yes. Oh, man.
Just the look on Diesel's face. Oof. Pretty awesome.
Oh, that's such a good... And I actually really like Paul Walker here. He's good.
Yeah, for sure. And I love that, like, as soon as Paul Walker says he's going into shock, like, it kind of, like, snaps Diesel out of it.
Yeah. Well, and the whole thing, he's got a deep laceration to his arm, arterial wound, close range to his left flank. Yeah, he's going into shock. He's so detailed about it, man. You can tell this guy's had, like, some... I don't know, some, like, first responder kind of training. Like, that's cool. He comes across as very confident in that. I actually like that. So my thing is, so what? The helicopter shows up, they take Vince away, Toretto and everybody leaves. So these guys, I know they're not cops, these are just paramedics, so they're not going to, like, report to anybody, but does no one go, so... what happened to the other 4? You know, I'm like, oh yeah, they beat me up and took the car. I love.
Well,
I
mean,
love if
the paramedics. I mean, don't they always report for gunshot wounds? Isn't that a
well,
thing?
Vince is fucked. You know, he's got shot.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and that he's fucked regardless. But the thing that I would just love to see Paul Walker trying to be like, yeah, they jumped me and they took my car, and the camera kind of pans out and there's the helicopter pilot and he's like eating a sandwich. He's like, no, he totally let them take it. See ya. Like,
That's actually the last we see of Vince for 4 movies, I believe.
man, it's I like I like him. Yeah, I think
I really
that
like him, dude.
he does a pretty good job, of playing both sides to where he's just a douche, but he's also kind of cool to where when his arm gets wrapped up, you're like, oh, God.
Don't get me started on it. Like, I already said it, dude. Bullshit asshole. No one likes the tuna here. One of the great quotable movie lines.
And where was that shot at? At hour 29 and 35 seconds. Oh, that's so good.
Here we go with I love the bloody shirt as well. Move your car.
With that voice like that, it sounds like he could eat his fucking car.
It's Diesel, right? I mean, like, he drank Diesel. That's how he got the car. The voice.
Brian, I gotta find Jesse before they do. I'm all the kids got.
I'll call in the plates. PD will pick him up way before John even gets near him.
Oh yeah, now we're just kind of like, oh yeah, we got to wrap up the Jesse storyline.
Yeah, like, why does he have to find Jesse now? Like, why couldn't he do that before the robbery? If it's that time sensitive.
I love if, like, in the distance, hearing up instead of the car engine, it was like, bleh, 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 bleh. It was just him getting
Fucking
closer.
windshield, like, you can't see through the windshield. Oh, this is great.
Oh, you can hear it. You can hear the motorcycles.
Yeah.
Zoom. Oh, that's good. Zoom. Oh, that's good. I love the pans on everybody's faces.
Jesse getting gunned down. I love the crawling on the front lawn.
Yeah, well, what cracks me up is the fact that they're like, so we're just going to pump bullets into that car. So we're pissed that you took off with our car, but now we're going to sit there and pump bullets into it.
We don't want it anymore.
I guess it's kind of both. They think that Toretto is like a narc, I guess it's kind of both.
Yeah.
They're probably more pissed about the narking stuff, but... All right, and hang out just long enough to realize that Jesse is dead. And hold on, we're going to hang out for a beat. Hang out for a beat. And all right, I'm gone.
And I'm taking my dad's muscle car with me.
That's actually kind of what I spent about $85,000 on a car in Grand Theft Auto Online, and that's what it looked like. That
dude, I thought you were going to say you spent $85,000 on an actual car.
God, no. I think I spent I think my car is $8,000. Like, it was like fucking nothing. Because they're Asian. They're going to be doing all those,
They're going to be on the bikes, dude. They're going to be doing wheelies.
Yeah, they're going to be on the bikes
shit.
doing... Yeah, wheelies. Yeah, they're going to be a bunch of Asians doing wheelies.
They can't drive.
Yeah.
Darn it. And let's spray bullets indiscriminately. Who cares? Like, so much property damage.
And not hit... They don't even hit his car.
Dude,
it's like, they're like...
Now that I'm
like hitting
this,
all the cars around him.
All I'm thinking about is all the insurance claims. That's all I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love these hills, though. Like, as the way this car just... Oh, that looks awesome.
Bottoms out like a motherfucker. Like, oh,
yeah.
It's hard to watch.
And slightly Asian tinge to the music.
Well, what I love is the guy on the red bike who falls behind, and because he's on a dirt bike, he can go right back up that hill and it's right behind him. I was like, cool, that's actually kind of smart. I dig that. It's not just a straight on like chase where he's just behind him the whole time.
Honestly, if I was Brian, I'd just fucking brake, dude.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Put on your fucking brakes, dude.
Just takes him out.
I love that.
Also, this guy's not dead. Like, they just leave this guy.
That's what kills me is like, we know what I'd love if they just looked down at the bottom of the hill. He's like, somebody, God, please help me. Both my legs are broken. And there's like dogs surrounding him. And he's like, oh God, somebody help.
I love that Toretto actually gets out and checks. Like what?
Yeah. Let me check
Like
to make
let's
sure he's not
abandon
dead.
the rest of the chase. And
Because this is Johnny Tran, right? The guy shooting.
this is Johnny
at
Tran. Yep.
Yeah. You gotta learn to delegate, man.
Oh, there goes JT.
Dude, there is a part that's going to drive me fucking nuts, and I tell me if I'm crazy or not. Hold on. So, and that creeps me out. The eyes fucking creeps me out. So it looks like the actor is right on top of a black X. Like, am I crazy? Or like, so he
Johnny
checks his
Tran?
pulse. So
Oh,
like he
yeah,
checks
it
his,
might have been a
dude,
mark. Yeah, I just saw that. It might have been a mark.
I was like, dude, that's a big black X like on the road that wasn't there 2 seconds ago. Yeah, that's what it fucking blew my mind. I was like, but
yeah, it looks like it's in tape. Yeah, like
yeah.
Yeah.
I looked down and I was like, wait, what? That wasn't there. You know what cracks me up though about this is like, so we've resolved the fact that Brian is a cop, Jesse's story, and the Johnny Tran thing, but now we have to also wrap up dude, we've wrapped up like one main plot and like 3 subplots in 8 minutes. It's insane.
This
It's
movie
so
moves, dude.
ridiculous, man. You know what else moves? Shit. But that doesn't make it good.
That railroad crossing out there is exactly a quarter mile.
Ugh, this is so stupid.
I used to drag hair back in high school. We're gonna have some kind of race because I respect you and you respect me.
Right. Because this movie, it would be like ending a Marvel movie without a fight. You know, it's like there's no fucking way that they're gonna let that happen.
Well, I mean, like whenever, I always think of this movie, I always think of the truck heist as the climax. Like, you know, I always forget about this last 10, 15 minutes.
And oh my god, the car doing a fucking wheelie. That's so
He does it in every movie. Every time he drives his car in the future movies, he does one.
Yeah, does he also crack a whip and it neighs and shit? This is so fucking stupid. The only thing I like about this race is it's kind of like the old school versus new school kind of thing. I actually like that. But
This is cool, man. I always like this train sequence. Like I'm not a fan of this though. Like the slow down.
No,
kind of
so stupid.
It looks
like
so early 2000.
It's like James Cameron said, where he's like, "I use slow mo for like suspense and not action." You know, and it's like that when you're doing it for action, it just looks cliched now. And of course, for some odd reason, the engine fails, even though this has been kept in pristine condition.
Yeah. So they're about to jump the train, and I'm not even kidding, dude. This might be one of my favorite practical car crashes in any movie.
It is bad. The way it arches over his car, like
that's
God
what I'm saying.
damn,
It looks
cool,
fucking
dude.
awesome, man. But not only that, I liked how unexpected it is too. Why is his NOS
God,
unlabeled
just fucking
now?
jump it already. Jesus Christ. How long does this fucking take?
All right. So here's the, one of my favorite crashes of all time. Love it. Oh, that looks good. That looks
That
good.
is badass.
Fuck. God damn.
And dead, roll,
He's
dead.
He's dead, but we have 9 sequels to make. Come on.
Yeah. You know, actually, yeah, he probably could have survived that, you know, with like 2 broken legs, you know, but it wasn't too bad of a
Actually,
roll.
The way this movie ends is pretty strong. Like, I like that we don't get some kind of like, you know, big old speech. It's just hand the keys over, finished.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they probably were like, listen, we've milked this ending for as long as we can go.
We've had like 8 endings, dude. We gotta end it.
Because in the next one, Paul Walker's just like, he's not a cop anymore after this one, right?
He is. He's an FBI agent. He gets promoted.
For real? I thought he was just like in the second one, he's just like a street racer, though, isn't he?
No. He's an FBI agent. He's investigating, from memory, a drug runner with Tyrese
some guy
Gibson.
on a boat. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it ends on
Try
it
too
ends on the
fast.
boat.
Try too furious.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Christ. But yeah, I remember there being like a in the special features for the second movie, there was like some kind of short film of like Toretto on the run, I believe.
Oh, that's cool. That's interesting.
That second one was actually directed by John Singleton, who died not too long ago.
Oh, he do Boys in the Hood?
Mm,
John Singleton?
hold on, let me see.
What did
I
he
think
do?
so. I think
That's
he
going to
did.
drive me nuts.
I think he
Okay.
did. Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
Okay, good. I didn't want to be a racist, though. Let me just walk off. Like
Strong
I'm a
ending,
badass.
dude. I actually think this is a strong ending.
I'd love if the car exploded and just killed him.
He likes him, dude. You know, gave up everything.
So when Vin Diesel doesn't come back till like the fourth or the fifth one?
He makes a cameo at the end of the third one, at the end of Tokyo Drift. He races the main guy, and then it cuts to black. And then he's the main character again in the fourth one.
Ah, okay, gotcha. Well, thank God that's over.
That's honestly, dude, it's not that bad. I even like I think even if I do take my nostalgia goggles off, it's a total example of what the franchise has become. I wholly recognize it's not good, but I am having a good time watching it. Like I think it's fun. I think I'm entertained. If you're watching, like, if you listen to upcoming attractions, like my number one thing that I tell Matt every time, like whenever like we review a movie, don't be boring, like, you know. And this movie is 100% not that. Like I'm engaged, having a good time. It's honestly mindless fun. Like I can't watch movies like Sicario or like Prisoners every fucking day. Like, you know.
Yeah.
That's why, like, you know, this week in particular, I don't know why, I just like I really wanted to cover a dumb, schlocky, mindless action film. Like, I was like floating Transformers by you for a while, and we will get to Transformers. I fucking promise you that, motherfucker. But yeah, there's something about like a mindless action movie that I just really want to revel in, because I think they're necessary. You know, like people shake their heads at movies like this, but I think that they're necessary. Honestly, just to fucking unwind. You know, I can't watch movies like
That's fair.
Prisoners every day.
Right. Well, yeah, you can't wake up every day and just be like 9 hours of existential dread. You know, it's like, no, you need something.
I can't watch
like, dude,
Wind River every fucking week. You know,
right? Like I watch a lot of like like for that shit. I usually watch like Bob's Burgers. I really like Frasier. Like I watch a lot of like sitcoms I grew up with, kind of thing. But if I'm trying to watch something to just like turn my brain off, I'm a big fan of like the cheesy 80s horror of like Jason 3 or Jason Part 8 Jason Takes Manhattan. I cannot wait to cover on this podcast because it's so fucking like, that's one of those movies where I'm like, it makes no sense. It's so ridiculous. It's just like a Jason movie with cocaine poured like all over it.
If this
no
commentary
sense.
track works out, that might be another contender.
That's definitely the first one I thought about. Like, that's got to be, we've got to do commentary on that because it's so fucking bad. But I mean, yeah, I mean, that's Fast and the Furious. You know, I don't, you know, I had fun. I had fun talking about it, and it's more fun than, you know, am I mad I paid the $4 rental for it? No, not really, but I'm mad that it's in my history. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's not a. Whether you like the subject matter and, you know, but it's a well-written script. You can tell that they try to cram a lot in at the end, but it's also very competently made. It has a great soundtrack, great composition, great cinematography, and some pretty decent acting all around for a lot of people who are like just starting their careers. You know, if this were like full of like seasoned actors or something, and it was the same level of acting, I'd be like, that was fucking terrible. You know, but Michelle Rodriguez wasn't big, Paul Walker wasn't big, Vin Diesel wasn't big, none of these guys are really big yet. So I don't mind it. The acting is okay, you know, but I just don't see the interest enough for the cultural impact that just spawned even stuff like
Well, it was
like Jason or Michael Myers or Freddy. I'm like, Jesus.
I mean, this movie was definitely popular when it came out, but it was actually the fifth movie, Fast Five, that launched this entire franchise into the stratosphere. Like, that's when they finally found their footing after this movie. And then they were like, okay, we know what to do now. We know what our audience wants. We know exactly what direction to take this franchise. So, yeah, I mean, like, I attribute all of the cultural impact and shit mostly to the fifth one.
Fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. No. Yeah, I think I would like the later ones as they go on, but then when they started adding like Jason Statham and The Rock, and I'm like, so you might as well just merge the Fast and the Furious franchise with like the Expendables. They're the Expendables.
They basically
that's all
have
the
to.
fucking.
I mean, Helen
Right.
Mirren's in them.
You know, she might be the best part. Actually, I'm sure if I watched that, I'd be like fucking Helen Mirren. But I mean, all in all, I would give it like a B-. I don't love it. I just think that it's kind of. It's very of its time, and even the soundtrack, as much as I love it, kind of like dates it at the same time. And I appreciate it for the movie that it is, but I hate it for the movie that it became. And that's where I'm like, okay, it would have been cool as like a standalone thing, but Rob Cohen never directed a fucking another one of them. He didn't do shit with this. Like, they all went on to do different shit. That's strange,
This became Justin Lin's franchise. So the second one directed by John Singleton. Third, fourth, fifth, and sixth were directed by a guy named Justin Lin. Seventh one was directed by James Wan. Eighth one was directed by F. Gary Gray. And the next one is Justin Lin coming back. So...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, which one did James Wan do?
He did the seventh one. That's the one where Paul Walker died kind of midway through.
Oh, yeah.
That one,
sucks.
actually... The way that movie ends is fucking solid, dude. Like, they kind of do a tribute to him. It's great.
I have seen that because don't they play the "It's
See
been a
you
long day"? Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one. Okay, actually, I like that song, but I mean, that's just what I kind of think. I enjoyed it. It's good for a commentary thing. If we had to sit down and break this thing scene by scene and this for like a 3-hour long episode,
That's what I'm saying.
I would,
Yeah,
I would never
it wouldn't
you.
work. It wouldn't fly. Yeah.
No. Well, I mean, what do you think?
Well, man, I mean, like I said, this is totally ingrained in my childhood, so I can't really separate. It's tough for me to separate the nostalgia and like an objective opinion. So
Yeah.
I mean, like, watching this movie like just brings back a lot of fucking memories. It's really, really interesting to see just how humble the beginnings of this franchise were. You know, like,
Yeah.
it's really interesting to see, the DVD players and all that shit. And then eventually where they ended up and like what kind of actors they started casting, like The Rock and fucking Helen Mirren and Charlize Theron like would end up making an appearance, and John Cena or whatever. I actually really adore this movie, like even just watching it through now. But I think the highest score I could ever give it, like balancing nostalgia and objectivity, is an 8.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
It's like, honestly, I give it a lot, like, for its practical effects and like all of its like all the stunt work. The story itself, like, I watched this before Point Break, so I wasn't really familiar with the whole undercover cop becoming like getting the whole Stockholm syndrome thing and like, falling in love with the gangsters and all that shit. Really wasn't aware of that thing, all that stuff before Point Break. So sorry, before this movie, so I wasn't aware of Point Break. So it kind of worked on me when, like, obviously when I was a kid. And like, again, the charismatic kind of performance of like the doe-eyed young deer that is Paul Walker, and then Vin Diesel, like just how unique Vin Diesel is, like, the voice and the look, he's overplayed now. I'm not really a fan of Vin Diesel. Like, he's kind of interesting. Again, when you jump off this podcast, Google Vin Diesel awkward interview, and it's this really awkward interview of him when he's doing an interview, a press conference thing for Triple X Return of Xander Cage, and he's hitting on this woman. Like, he can't stop hitting on her in the middle of this like press conference, and it's maddening. It's like, it's actually kind of sick. Like, it's like, this is weird. Like, what the fuck?
Have you ever seen the old workout video of Vin Diesel when he's like real young?
No. Like, before this,
dude, it's Oh yeah, he has like hair in it, like it's real weird. Like he's real young and he has like a tracksuit on, and he's like dancing or doing like a workout video or something, but it's real cringy when you watch it. You're like, oh my god, that's bad.
Dude's like, he's kind of fascinating in terms of cringe, dude. But anyway, man, look, that's Fast and Furious. Right, that's the Fast and the Furious, because they also made a movie
only
called
Fast and the Furious we will cover.
They made a movie. Yeah, I know, right? They made a movie. The fourth one is actually called Fast and Furious. They took away the. I know.
I can't. My fucking brain is like Fast and Furious, Fast Five, Fabulous Five, the forensic files.
Shit.
Like it's gonna get worse.
Yeah. Dude, lead us out of here because I gotta fucking take a massive piss.
Yeah. Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Fingers crossed. Knock on wood. Touch wood, as they say in Australia, which is fucking news to me.
How have you not
this
heard
episode?
of touch wood?
We call it knock on wood, not touch wood. Touch wood is grabbing a guy's cock.
God.
I'm glad everything went off without a snag. Having internet connections that are 15 hours apart can fucking be kind of crazy sometimes, different time zones and stuff. But everything worked out great. This is just really a great first episode for a commentary, for doing the video that we're doing for once, which you guys won't be able to see. And then also, obviously,
Colin is
first podcast
shirtless.
Yeah,
No,
Colin is shirtless, and he has a pigtails,
And I have my dick out.
yeah. And Patrick Harrington is in the background hitting me with a chair every 5 seconds. Cover Red Dawn.
To the wrestler.
Yeah. And I'm glad this episode went off without a hitch. This has been a lot of fun. And if you guys want to find us, on Facebook, we're at Midnight Double Feature. We're on Instagram at Midnight Double Feature. We're on Twitter at MDF Pod. There's also a group attached to our Facebook page called The After Party. Everybody's been actually posting a lot of shit in there lately, and it's been pretty fun. And like a lot of people have been posting their chat. Yeah, like we've actually kind of had this, like, I can't remember. I think it was Nathan Burkhart who started it, but it was, he tagged me in something, and anybody in the after party post a picture a day of some movie that you just had an influence on you. No titles, none of that shit. So a lot of people have been in there, Carmelita and Danielle and Ben Prue and me and Nathan, and everybody's been posting shit. So it's been a lot of fun. But you can find that in the after party as well. And if you want to hit us up with any suggestions, if there's anything you guys are curious about, or, maybe you want to ask us, you can always shoot us an email, midnightdoublefeature@gmail.com. Please stop by, rate, review us on iTunes. Let us know how we're doing. We love those 5-star reviews. We're also on Spotify. We're on, iTunes. We're on pretty much everything that you can find. We're on YouTube, and hopefully we're going to have some merch coming out soon. Again, touch wood. I don't know, not an exact ETA. It's not an exact science yet, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, and we'll definitely meet you guys on the other side. But I guess that's pretty much it. Zohab, you got anything else you want to say before you jump out of here?
No, I don't. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. That was really fun. I had a blast.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. No, I'm just kidding. Guys, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this as much as we did, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.